The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Monday, July 12th, 2021, years after zero. There is a lot to talk about. Yes! We're live on SiriusXM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, and YouTube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. The Hammered Down boys are in studio live with us from Jump. We have two guests today, Nigel Seeley, who is a English drunk, who is also the second best soccer bettor on planet Earth behind ours, Bubba Gumpino here, and Tone Diggs is here, at Boston Connor's here, at Ty Schmidt's here, everybody in the back, great to see everybody. Hey, let's give there are compliments and congratulations that are in order for. Now, I have said this on too many occasions, and some people think it's a negative. It is not. In my life, there has been too many Italians.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay? Then I do 23andMe. I find out, obviously, You're
one of them.
I am potentially 0.01% Italian, and that is a beautiful thing to be a part of the community, basically, that I was raised in Pittsburgh, where there is way too many Italians.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I assume Pittsburgh was burnt down yesterday with the Italian celebration.
Yeah.
I saw videos coming out of Clifton Hill, Niagara Falls. Great to see the Ripley's Believe It or Not Theater is still standing. Nobody could have imagined that place would survive COVID. That is a place that I went to a lot in high school, 10, 15 times. I guess there is an Italian conglomerate there that is massive. Wow. Makes sense because the waterfalls are there. They're in Pittsburgh because there's three rivers there. Yep. They're in Chicago because the river goes through. Philadelphia, New York, you name it. Anywhere, if there is a water exit, burial, mover, logistics around, you're probably going to see Italians. Yesterday, glory for Italy.
That's right.
The Italians win the Europe's 2020, which was delayed 1 year because of COVID, in the year 2021. Somebody tweeted in 2013 from the future that this was going to happen. In penalties, Italy takes home the Europes. Just yesterday, Hammered Dahn had a watch along. It was fantastic.
Congrats, boys.
The two hosts of Hammered Down, Tone Diggs, grew up the street from me in the town that I speak of with too many Italians. You were born and raised in Italy for 28 years, you said yesterday. Mm-hmm. By the way, you said by the way, basically Italy, where we are from, it feels like now that you go through everybody's name and culture and everything like that. What a day for you, Tom. Congratulations to Italy. And before we get to the other team, before we get to the meat spinning on the street before the game, the granny tit tossing before the game, before the parades before the game about it finally coming home, as Wimbledon is being hosted in the same city, the Europe's finals with England playing it is in London. That city was ready for an absolute explosion. Yeah. The country was excited. Canada, who would have never seen the Europe's trophy, championship, whatever, in Canada, even if England would have won, even though they've been paying taxes for so long, they were behind England. It felt like England backers, England supporters, England fans were ready to have the greatest day of their existence yesterday. Yeah, and instead, old Pontius Pilate came in and just stabbed them right in the heart. The Italians get the dub. Diggs, how do you feel first? Are you excited about this? Did you enjoy this? Or does your heart hurt for a man who was actually, I believe, tears falling from his face yesterday as an entire country mourned the loss of it never coming home?
My heart did hurt a little bit for Gumpy, but, I went home. I had a nice huge plate of lasagna.
Wow!
Nice. To celebrate.
What?
Busted out my finest bottle of wine.
What?
Some breadsticks.
What?
That's it.
God, the amount of Italian.
Yeah, I know. Mozzarella.
This is disgusting.
Well, I didn't want to
You
lie.
let us all down.
I'm not a liar. That's all I had.
Tony.
You just said yesterday you grew up in Italy for 28 years, and you're telling
I
me
did.
You're right. Where
Fucking Italian club was right down the road.
Hey, your dad, president of the
President of the
Italian.
Italian club.
Captain of the
Okay.
bocce team.
Okay.
I mean, this is.
So I did.
Yeah, okay, I get it, but man, we could have went through an entire list
True.
of Italian food there.
yeah.
Could have really went there, but what a glorious night to be Italian.
Glorious night.
What a glorious night to have that little Italian horn. What a glorious night to be a part of something so special, but also in true Italian style, so devastating to somebody else.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Gumpy, ever since I spit net 23 and me, all of a sudden I had a team to root for in the Europes.
That's right.
Okay, Ireland ain't worth a fuck. All right,
Well, for now. They'll turn it around eventually.
I don't know what happened to Connor. Everything that's going on. I'm not 100% sure, but that 0.01% gave me something to believe in. But watching you, and I think a lot of people can speak to this point, not just in this room, but people that listen and watch this show, watching you support England kind of made us all supporters of England.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of made us all believers in England. Kind of made us all realize that the pain and suffering that the English soccer fans have been through since 1966.
Man.
Wow.
55 years they've been sitting on this thing. It's like the Cubs before the Cubs were able to win. They suck again. But it's like the Cubs whenever they were able to win. It was like the lovable losers finally win. I guess in the world of soccer, which we do not pay attention to at all.
Nope.
Especially before Gumpy got here. But England is this team that is a powerhouse, always has been in the soccer world, has created greats and icons. But the fans of the English national team haven't got a chance to really celebrate a goddamn thing since 1966. And here we are, the fourth best soccer tournament on earth, hosted in England. England's in a final, because obviously you got the World Cup.
Yep.
CONCACAF Cup,
Right.
Gold Cup, which
obviously.
we sent our shit team to. I don't want to hear any tweets from any of you foreign folks watching our soccer team play in the Gold Cup. That's not our team. That is our junior varsity. Our junior varsity team got sent to the Gold Club. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about it. We won the CONCACAF. Okay? Easy. Won that thing, ran right through it. We sent our B, D, and F team to this Gold Cup. I don't want to hear anything. But then you get down a couple more tournaments, and it's the Euros. This was everything, Gumpy. And once again, you didn't stink. I don't know how this happens to you. I've only been an English follower here for the last 3 weeks. This is heartbreaking, dude. Especially with how about that guy meat spinning
I know.
Man.
on the way in, fully nude, and the lady, and then you and Nigel, who's joining us in 5 minutes. The amount of drinks and celebrating,
yeah.
it's coming home. It has to be. This
Has to come home
This
now.
young group doesn't even know. It didn't have Gumpy. Can you put into words, please? Yesterday, after the second minute when they score, and then when that thing ends, as we all watch along live, knowing that heartbreak was coming on the screen, just where you are right now, mentally, emotionally, and how does England bounce back from this? Not as a country, but as an entire entity at this point.
It was one of those days you knew it was either the best day or the worst day of your life. And as an England fan, England is gonna England. It just took for the final for it to happen.
So how come all those other games we weren't told that England was going to England?
Because you have to
We're
believe
crushing.
you get a tournament like this every 2 years, and I got a lot of people messaging me this. You have to celebrate every chance you get as an England fan.
Okay.
Like in 2 years from now, or not even like a year and a half, the World Cup, we'll be doing It's Coming Home again. Like this is what we do.
Okay, so we need to know that everything you guys do is fugazi.
No.
It's
on
fugazi.
repeat.
I actually didn't. We happened to, and Connor and I stopped to get some apps before we went up to watch the fights on Saturday or whatever. And we were sitting at the end of a bar, and we were talking to a diehard English fan.
Oh, yeah.
Diehard
Okay.
English
From
fan,
England, he
right,
said.
right next to us. Yeah, and we told him about how we have somebody who's also from England. Has been a big soccer fan, and I said, "You guys are just the most dramatic fucks of all time, huh? Aren't you? The Europes is the Super Bowl, and then the Premier League is the Super Bowl. Then the Champions League is the Super Bowl. The World Cup is the Super Bowl. It's like everything is the Super Bowl over there. And I appreciate the fact that you guys have so much emotional investment in soccer and everything like that. But you guys, everything's the Super Bowl. Everything is compared to the Europes. The English guy, just like this is a Super Bowl for us.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like, okay, well, what happens when World Cup happens? Well, this is our Super Bowl.
the next
It's like the World Series
And then
almost.
the Premier League, you never walk alone. It's Super Bowl. And then if you get into the Capital One, they're trying to ruin it.
Yeah.
They're trying to do that entire pay for Champions League thing. They're going to ruin it because Champions League, by the way, Super Bowl. Everything is the Super Bowl. Is that accurate? And is it because you guys are just such good promoters? Like, is it because soccer is such a good promotional thing? Because it feels like the Europes. Like, I understand you guys lost hell of a run though.
Good run for the lads. You can't. I mean, mistakes were made.
What are we, about 4 weeks away though from another tournament that you guys will hype up as the Super Bowl? Are we not?
Year
Cup.
and a half till the World Cup. We'll be right back at it.
Here we
There it
go.
is.
Super Bowl. We're back in it. Now, let's talk about the game though.
Yeah.
Because I have become the go-to expert on soccer.
Knew it was going to happen.
It's soccer.
To a T.
This is soccer.
Yes.
It will be tied. We will boost that to plus 250. And for some reason, there will be no max limit on that. So you can put a couple hundred or even 1,000 on that and cash in on one of the best bets in the history of betting. It's soccer. It was It was their Super Bowl championship. They're going to tie. Everybody knew they were going to tie. We said it last week. We said it the week before that as we've been watching soccer because good friend of ours is soccer watcher in Gumpy. Like, oh, this is soccer. They're going to tie. They're going to tie. Easiest bet of the history. And that was just us, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That was our bet. Now, Diggs took it and everybody took it, but we were called idiots for making that bet. This is disrespectful to the game, blah, blah, blah. That hits. Gumpy's over 1.5 goals. That hits. I think Gumpy actually said whenever we were kind of brainstorming what we should super boost for this game, I think Gumpy said it'll be 1-1. And I was like, yep, perfect. Overtime, over, both hit. We did. We have taken. Okay, this is the text that I got from FanDuel after both of these boosts hit yesterday. Is FanDuel the biggest footy book in America right now?
Yeah, feels like it.
I think so. So we were told that there has been numerous records set on the action in the footy world gambling for FanDuel. Now, I don't know if it's the biggest in America, but I know that we have broken numerous soccer betting records at FanDuel. So shout out to everybody.
Here we go. Here we go.
Shout out to everybody that's doing exactly what we're doing, saying, hey, hate to watch it, have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But this guy's smart, so we'll just follow what he does. And also, if we're going to be able to get plus 250 on soccer happening,
Yes, please.
Let's take it. Everybody knew that was going to be tied. Everybody knew it was going to go. I've been told, though, that we have cost FanDuel with our Super Boost because there's a lot of people that get active whenever we lose a Super Boost, okay? And there's an entire process to the Super Boost. You have to do it a couple days before because it has to get built in there. So in football, not the easiest thing. There was a couple times where I would have to put a bet in, and then by the time game time come, like the reason why I put that as the thing, completely gone.
Right.
It's like, okay, so this is something I will have to take on my record. But when we win on these Super Boosts, people think that like we're not happy. I am pumped whenever those hit. Yes. There is actual anxiety in those Super Boosts because whenever they lose, I feel terrible. I feel fucking terrible because my money's gone, people's money's gone. But I was told after these soccer boosts, both of these hit, I asked, I was like, is this our biggest day? Like, is this our biggest day we've had? I guess there's a couple other predictions that we have put out in football where it has been the biggest day.
Okay.
But we have cost them tens of millions of dollars.
Yes!
With the Super Boost. They said we won't be able to get the exact total until a couple weeks, and I don't even know if that is something because, I mean, there is business happening, like that whole thing, but they just said, know that your Super Boosts have cost us tens of millions of dollars.
Come on.
Now we go.
Fucking right.
Why we play the game.
And it makes sense because, like you said, that bet, I was expecting that to be minus 10,000 for it to, go into overtime. And then it's like, well, it's plus 250.
Plus 250 for it to tie championship. It's soccer. That was a lock. No max bet either.
Yeah.
I mean, no
dangerous.
max bet is insane. I got him for a couple thousand.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine what everybody else did whenever they looked at it and they're like, yeah, that's what soccer is. They're definitely going to fucking tie. Let's go ahead and do that. But the entire run with the Europes has been an absolute blast. Congrats on a hell of a run by the Hammer Down boys.
Good work, boys.
Go, boys. Gumpy, sorry you had to watch that, and we got to watch you.
Yeah.
Kind of lose your soul
Melt
live.
into a puddle.
But from what we just discussed, there's another Super Bowl coming at some point.
That's right.
England will play somebody in a week or two, maybe the CONCACAF champions.
I wish.
And maybe that'll happen.
And maybe if they'd answer the call, Olympics, they will treat that as the Super Bowl.
There it
which
is.
less
Just
than a
won the
month away.
Olympics. Here we go.
Yep.
We just won this whole thing. Yeah.
Boom.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who was in the building yesterday at Wembley. He was at Wembley in London. We saw pictures of him before the game that it was potentially going to come home during. He was already boosted up going.
Oh, yeah.
This guy was supposed to be on our show a couple weeks ago on numerous different occasions. He was blacked out drunk with Mrs. Heineken. Okay, couldn't make the appearance, living his life. This Europe's run and Wimbledon run for this man we're about to talk to, the greatest gambler in soccer betting Europe history, okay? He has had a hell of a run. Yesterday it all came crashing down. I wonder if he saw the nude guy spinning his meat. I wonder if he saw the boobs being unleashed before the game even started. And I can't wait to hear what he has to say about everything going on. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigel C. Nigel, great to see you alive, pal. Thought you might drink yourself into a death situation yesterday after the boys lost for you and it never came home.
I think I would have done if we won, Pat. First of all, I mean, what a great adventure, both sides. What a great couple of a month for me. We haven't been able to travel anywhere. We haven't been able to do anything for 18 months. And I felt like I was 21 again on a stag holiday. It was fantastic, having the time of my life for that football tournament. But unluckily, we couldn't get the win. I thought the Italians thoroughly deserved the win. I thought England played very well in the first half. In the second half, I thought the Italians were much better. But what an adventure, what a journey, what a day it was yesterday. But we just couldn't get that win. Typical English, really. You know, we're gallant losers. We'll have a go again, but we'll have to wait another few years to another European Championship. And next year in a World Cup.
See,
Boom.
that's what we were saying, Nigel, though. And I think you said the last month or whatever has been a hell of a ride. You felt like you were 21 again. For us, riding alongside almost, both following on social and getting to talk to you, and then living and riding with every single minute of these games with Gumpy, it has been a blast. This has been a lot of fun. You saying, though, typical English fashion, losing that game, that's exactly what Gumpy said. Gumpy said England's going to England at some point. How come you guys are fucking lying to us then? I got invested, Nigel. You told me this team was going to win. Okay, you told me, and then, no, that's what England does.
Sorry.
Could you not have told me that before so I didn't get emotionally attached to this team?
No, I wanted you to live a little bit like I do for the last 50 years. I wasn't going to tell you that. I wasn't going to tell you that. I wanted you to feel the emotions that I've had for all my life. Now, when I first started watching England, I had a head of hair like you. Now look at me.
Yeah. Gumpy has that
stress,
same.
That's worry. But I mean, last night was just. There was a few things that I mean, we went to penalties. It's a 50-50 shot. You know, in the penalty shootout, we're at home advantage. We got a shot. But to throw a 19-year-old kid on the fifth penalty, the most important penalty, I just couldn't understand that decision. Hold on. Not just that decision, Nigel, because I'm happy you brought this up because this pivots to a great point, actually. As soon as I saw the two young guys get subbed in, and then I was watching the watch along with Gumpy, and then on air, they're like, these are two of the best finishers or strikers, and they referenced the penalties that are going to come up. And it felt as if everybody knew these two were going to be two of the five kickers or whatever. And as somebody that was a professional ball kicker for a living, and also as somebody that played soccer growing up for most of my life, I thought that was a wildly aggressive decision. If these two kids, dudes, men, sorry, okay, they're men, they are adults, but you get in this, if they get subbed in with 2 minutes left in extra time, and they have the ability to somehow get the jitters out, get a feel for the game, get comfortable, and then walk up to that penalty spot and bury it, you got to talk about some of the most savage mental humans in existence. I think Kobe, one of those guys that could have been able to do that. I think Adam Vinatieri is a guy that could have won in there and did that. I think there's a couple others, maybe, but just dropping them in the biggest moment. Now, this is your guys' words, and I know you guys do over-exaggerate on a very regular basis with this fucking soccer we're all learning, but since 1966, finals in London,
2 minutes left in extra time, dropping these two guys in there and just being like, yeah, just go have some precision in the biggest moment of all time and knock it in. I thought that was a wild decision just as a human. These aren't video games. This is humans that have to get into a game and a flow and a feel. If they would have been able to do that, unbelievable. But that was a tough move, I thought, Nigel. I don't know soccer as well as you, but that seemed like a very aggressive decision. Is that normal or no?
No, it's not normal. It's unknown. I think what you said there, you said the aggressive decision. That was the only aggressive decision that Gareth Southgate made in the whole tournament. It was probably one of the most unaggressive, attack-minded. And when you think about the England team, they've got a load of flair. They weren't unleashed. They weren't unleashed to do what they had to do. And the only reason he put them on with 2 minutes to go, because he didn't want to put them on with 5 minutes to go or 10 minutes to go in case he lost. And what happened yesterday, the fear of losing overran the hope of winning and the excitement of winning. And I think, if you've got anything in life, you've got one shot at it, you've got to take it. Next morning, you're going to regret it. And I think those players will look at this morning and they'll regret what happened to them. And I think he made that call with 2 minutes to go because he didn't want to bring them on with 10 minutes to go and concede the goal. That's exactly why he left it late. And it was ridiculous because, like you say, they weren't warmed up. I think it was Rashford's first kick of the game was the penalty. I don't think he even touched the ball for that penalty. He's got the nation on his shoulders. He's got 80,000 people in the stadium cheering him, and he has to do that under pressure. Just very, very bad. But let's just not take nothing away. I mean, Gareth, the manager of the England football team, is a credit to this nation. He's a fantastic coach. And on the night, let's be honest with you, we were beaten by the better side. England played very well in the first half. We can't beat about it. This is sport, top-level sport. We just didn't have that extra gear to go into. You can blame managed decisions. But if you said to me a month ago that I would watch England in a major final, I would have said, Pat, I would take your right arm off to have that opportunity. So if we played really well and we got beat, I would be a bit more sorry today. But I think on the reflection of the tournament and on the reflection of the game last night, it hurts me to say, but the best team definitely won.
That's very adult.
Wow.
Thank you, man. Very level-headed of you, and I didn't expect that today. I saw a guy, Gumpy, yesterday. I think tears were actually shed yesterday because of the massive moment to what you said. If you would have told me a month ago we're going to be in a major final, I would have given my arm or whatever. But you said that this team was the team to go because they were young and they don't know what they don't know. When the coach, though, starts getting a little bit of a tight ass, all right, now this is something that happens in football. Whenever you're kind of loose and free, having a good time, and you're just balling, it's good. But once one person who's potentially in a leadership role in your club, now I don't know, this is just football talking, I assume humans are all humans. Once that little bit of anxiety gets brought in or a little bit of tightness, that can really spread to people. So this carefree, young, we don't know what we don't know demeanor all of a sudden can get changed because of just a couple people maybe making it out to be what it is, which is the biggest moment of all time. I wish those young dudes would have got a chance to be electrifying because that would have been amazing. The celebration. Where were you when the fireworks were? I mean, everything that because that's right in the middle of London. I was watching, obviously, the medal ceremony. I don't think I've watched enough of those. England just taking those off immediately. Amazing. I guess that happens in every soccer medal ceremony or whatever. But the confetti flying, the whole thing, the thought of that in London, and then the fireworks that were across the top of the stadium like it was the Olympics with everything. In the city streets were just bare. Everything was just empty out. If England would have won that, that would have been a fucking spectacle. Instead, it seemed like you guys got home quicker than anybody in the history of sport.
To be fair, Pat, I never saw any of that. I was on the train, so thanks for telling me that. I was gone.
You guys got out of there, right?
Out of there. As soon as I saw Saka take the third penalty, I thought, the fifth penalty. I didn't think he was going to score. I was down the stairs before he even took it. Put my head up, saw it miss, goal.
We suck again! I'm out of here. That's awesome.
Get out of town. Not watching it.
Man, that's a shame. It would have been beautiful. Nigel, it was a lot of fun riding alongside of you. Gumpy, you have anything to say to Nigel?
Yeah, Nigel, didn't you think it was kind of crazy to watch Southgate go around and figure out who was taking penalties? Like, there had to be a conversation at some point where you know who your best five guys are to take penalty shots.
Well, but he said in his press conference straight after that he knew the five. But I don't think you know the five until you look them in the eyes on the pitch. I think you look at them and think to yourself, right, who wants it, who doesn't want it? I was disappointed that Jack Grealish never took one. I was disappointed that Raheem Sterling didn't took one. And I feel that if I was in that side and I was a professional football player and I was in my 20s or early 30s, there is no way that I would let a 19-year-old kid take that penalty ahead of me. As the senior player, I'd say, no, this is my opportunity. I think he made a bad decision to take off Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
I thought Henderson would have taken the penalty. Captain of Liverpool, won in Champions Leagues, won Premier League titles. I thought he would have taken the penalty. But I just feel that in that moment, you just got to look in the eyes of the players and think who's going to take it. But, you know, what I did say to you, Pat, and Gumpy as well, this England side have never had any problems. They've never had any hurt. They've had any disappointment. Well, they have now. And we have to see, well, that will make them or break them. So one thing we'll do, I think we'll grow from it. I think we'll get more exciting play because I think the country now knows we're in touching distance of winning a tournament. And with a few adjustments, tactical adjustments, we could get it.
Okay, so a couple more questions here around the room because, I mean, there's a lot to dive into, and we know little to nothing about soccer other than what we've been watching. But whenever it goes to penalties, there's so much drama. I mean, it was just so much drama. It was so quick in and out there. And to your point about them being young and not being through anything, you know, Messi, it feels like with all his disappointment, this last Copa was like one where they were like, hey, let's win this one for Messi. They were throwing him around, tossing him around. Maybe this young crew, because they have continued the legacy of losing, you know, which is what England has become known for. Like if that 19-year-old kid steps up and buries that, though, think about what that does for that team with how young they are. You know, it's kind of like running a fake in American football. You're either the smartest dude of all time or an absolute idiot. I think subbing those guys in late, not getting them in there, and then now the 19-year-old is the last kicker. Hindsight's terrible, especially with everything you're saying about those other. But imagine if England wins that on those young guys' backs. Man. Oh, it's set up forever, Nigel. It's set up forever.
Do you know who was going to be, if he scored and he went to sudden death, do you know who was going to be the sixth penalty taker?
Got to be Pickford.
The goalkeeper, yeah. He was going to be our sixth, and that would have been very interesting to see what he had done. But, really, it's very disappointing. We see it today, and you know, and those three players who took the penalties, 23, 21, 19. That takes some balls to get up there at 19 and do it. So even though we missed it, he went up in my estimation to go and do it. There's not many 19-year-old kids. There was a lot of 19-year-old kids outside the stadium drinking Stella and trying to barge through security guards with no tickets to get in the match. One of them wouldn't have the balls to kick that penalty, even though he missed it. So fair play to the lad, and I hope that he can recover and we go again. But nothing but pride from me. Been an absolute amazing adventure for the last month. Loved every minute of it. And we go to Qatar in a year. Let's have it over there.
We've appreciated the hell out of you joining us. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Nigel, that is what my question is about. With Qatar, you know, about a year and a half to go, how do these guys get over this? Because, I mean, if you lose one of the biggest tournament, I guess, for England, the Super Bowl, if you will, until next year or next month with the Olympics, what can these kids do to kind of like fix their mentals because of how messed up they're going to be after this loss? And
do you represent how all of England feels with like, hey, good on them for stepping up there and doing it, or is there a lot of people that are burying those kids right now?
I think there's a lot of people who are burying the kids, unfortunately, but I think that they're a small minority of people. I mean, the three lads who missed the penalty have had some terrible criticism today on social media. They've been, there's a mural to Rashford. I mean, you've got to remember Marcus Rashford during COVID has been helping out children over here, competing against the government to give people with poverty school-free lunches for kids at school. He's done a fantastic, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch, he's a role model. And what they deserve this morning has been disgraceful. But I think the majority of people would have with nothing but pride. With regard to how they bounce back, however much you look at the manager, Gareth Southgate, he might not be the most tactically astute manager. There's better managers at top-level football. But the one thing he's the best man manager for these young players. They look at him as a father figure.
Ted Lasso.
He's been through what they've been through. He's missed the penalty in a big tournament, and he can get them through it. So we've got to keep dreaming. And I'll tell you what, this time next year, it's coming home.
No, don't start that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Nigel, I'm not doing it. I rode this damn wave. Okay, I learned more about this in the history of English soccer here the last couple of weeks. And I was like, good for England. For England. And then it's over, and it's like, All right. Olympics are right around the corner. We're going to win that one. We're going to win it. It's just, it seems like you guys make everything the Super Bowl, which I respect. I absolutely respect it. But also, you guys need to start having a little bit more respect for the fucking Super Bowl, I think, with the way you guys describe. Euros is a Super Bowl, World Cup's a Super Bowl, Olympics is a Super Bowl, Premier League's a Super Bowl, Champions League's a Super Bowl. It's like there's so many opportunities to win, it feels like, and lose, I guess, is how you guys have to look at it now at this point, right?
Yeah. I mean, but there's only two major football tournaments: the World Cup is obviously in the European Championship. That's it.
Concava, the Concava Cup.
Kidding me?
Leave off.
No! Hey, listen,
Nigel.
Connor announced this yesterday.
Yeah.
We'll go trophy for trophy with the Europe's champion. If Italy wants to come on over, okay, we got stadiums just fine.
That's right. Plenty of them.
You want to come on over, go trophy for trophy, we would be open to that completely.
How would you bet? America against Italy in that tournament now? If you had that bet,
Me?
Italians would be minus 120 Italy, minus 130 Italy to win that game.
Listen.
Good odds for us.
Yeah, free money.
What? So we'll be plus what? 115, 150 then, you think?
That would be a big price to win in 90 minutes. But anyway, I mean, that'll be a great game.
Hey, you guys can't beat the Italians. I don't need you telling us. I don't need you telling us. And we got our. Hey, Nigel, we're getting way off topic here at this point, and Ty will be the last question, but why do you think we put our shit team in the, by the way, they're much better at soccer than I am. Okay, I'm not saying that. We didn't put our heavy hitters, I don't think, in the Gold Cup tournament. Is there a reason why they're, like for you guys in the Olympics, is it a much different team than the team we saw the other day? And with the world, like what is team selection? And why don't we have our best?
We won't put a team in the Olympics. There won't be a Great Britain team in the Olympics on the soccer tournament.
Oh, us either.
Yeah.
Us either.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if after
England didn't qualify for the Olympics either. How come everybody attacks us for this thing?
Whoa.
I'm done.
You have to be under 23 to play in these. But the trouble is that we have a different Scottish league, an English league, a Welsh league, and the trouble is you have to be all affiliated to one league to be into the Olympics. So we only did it for our home Olympics, and we got beat on that as well in the semi-finals and penalties as well, I think.
Why? That's a shame. That is a tough ending for that. Why are we sending, if you had to guess from afar across the pond, you know soccer much more than I do, as does Gumpy, and we'll ask him later, why are we sending our shit team to this thing? The Gold Cup, everybody's saying, is more important than the Concava. Why don't we have our best players? What is that all about?
But I think the players have to be under the age of 23.
No. For the Gold Cup, not for the Olympics.
Sorry about the Olympics. Sorry.
But also for the Olympics, we got Pulisic, we got Reina, we got an entire squad that we could have put in there. We chose not to do it. Is it because they're tired, hurt? What is it?
I think it must be to do with the player. I don't think the player might not want to play. He might want to rest. The club level the club takes precedence over the tournament. And really, in the world of football, the Olympics is less a tournament to a World Cup or a European Championship.
I would like to be arrogant about our soccer team, and it's hard to do that whenever our team chooses not to play because they got club sports, which make them all of their money.
Can't we do it for country?
Hey, what about?
Come on.
What about soccer coming home for the first time?
That's right.
You know what I mean? What about it? What about 1966 never happening here and just for the first
Bring
time?
it home.
Come on, go ahead, Ty.
Nigel, with the way that game went yesterday, what was the atmosphere like in the stadium? Because like we watched Gumpy basically just melt live on the YouTube stream. Like, have you been in any environment that's been similar to that? I mean, it seems like you go to a lot of stuff, but I imagine that was just absolutely crazy in the stadium.
I mean, I've been to the best atmosphere was the Germany game. Actually, the Germany game was because we finally beat Germany. That was the best atmosphere. The tournament was winning. But the thing is, when the goal was in after 2 minutes, we were in complete shock. It was the whole stadium. They were celebrating. They just couldn't believe what was happening. But there was one guy just jumped straight over the top of me, and he was almost completely stark naked. Just jumped straight.
Oh, was it the guy? Was it the guy with the flag?
Yeah. So that was all I could see for the first goal, and I didn't really want to see.
Jeez.
Yeah, had him, and then as the game went on, you could feel the nervousness. You knew that the Italians had much more of the ball; they were going to get better. And with regard, the only atmosphere I've ever been to where I could compare it to that was when Anthony Joshua fought Vladimir Klitschko at Wembley. That was phenomenal atmosphere. And I've never been to big American NFL games. I can't really compare it to that. But I think the heavyweight title fight between AJ and Klitschko was incredible.
It's a Super Bowl. Everything's a Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, sober up. We appreciate you, Nigel. You have been fantastic for us this entire run. We can't thank you enough, brother.
Thank you very much for having me. All the best, and well done again on the great tournament. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Yeah, good work, Henry. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigel Seeley. He's a good guy.
He is.
Yeah, he was down in the dumps.
sad today.
I've never seen. I feel like every time before he was.
See, I
not
disagree.
that-
I thought he was much better than where I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, he was a lot better than I imagined.
He had to get over it. I wonder if it
True.
was the
He
wife.
pushed through.
The expectation was he was coming on here.
I wonder if he was just so miserable and drunk. His wife said, "You've had a month, haven't you?"
Yeah.
I mean, like, I wonder if there was, because you guys have to look at the bright side at this point. But I am sick of you guys calling everything the fucking Super Bowl.
It's ridiculous.
All right, and I've been attacked here by a lot of these English soccer fans. I did while the game was happening in Italy, while I was still hoping and needing a tie game and another goal for both boosts to hit.
Right.
And that free kick right outside the box. The guy swings it, but it was obviously off by like 2 feet. It wasn't that close. Would have been tough to get up and down. Diggs actually said that live or whatever. I just put out a little tweet, which is, this is what I do in real life too, by the way. So it's kind of fun when you get to do it on Twitter. If I know I'm going to leave a room, for instance, Twitter, I was not on Twitter at all during that game because I was watching a watch along. I was in a comment section. It was so much fun. I wasn't on Twitter that much because I don't have a computer or know how to work a computer. I was only on my phone. So I was only on the YouTube thing. I just went over to Twitter, just dropped in. Can we make the goals bigger in soccer? Like, can we make the goals bigger in soccer, ? Okay. Then I just turned around, went right back to YouTube. Oh, boo. I mean, it was another white guy trying to fix something I got from a white guy, by the way. Yeah, and then, here's an American trying to American up a sport. It's like that, by the way, I want to let you know, everything you were doing right now, I puppeteered you into doing.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
And I had a great time reading them all afterwards. Taylor Twellman came jumping in, about how football should change a little bit. I mean, it was a good time in there. If you get bored, just go ahead and go in there. I got all of Europe against me a little bit. And soccer fans in general. There was a lacrosse player in Maryland who told me I was something. Yeah, another American trying to do something. It's like, you think my tweet is going to actually make the goals bigger? No, they're not going to change the game. Okay, relax.
I don't know. I mean, that was a pretty good idea. I saw it and I was like, has anyone ever
just a
considered
foot,
this?
Just a foot. Just a foot.
Foot each side.
2 feet now.
Maybe 2 feet up top as well.
So it's 4 feet of difference. That's what we're thinking.
A lot more goals.
What's that? 48 inches.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what the square spacage is and blah, blah, blah. We're just wondering if maybe we can make that thing a little bit larger.
Tiny bit. Just tiny bit.
And as somebody who was a free kick taker, a penalty taker, and a goal scoring phenomenon, I'm looking out for those who are coming after me.
Yes.
The next generation of free kick takers, the next generation of goal scorers. So you coming after me for being an American, trying to ruin something? How about this? I'm just being a citizen of society, trying to extend a hand to make somebody else's life better. The goal scorers.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
And also the sport. Make the sport better.
Think those guys taking the PKs last night wouldn't have wanted the goals to be a little
Rashford
wider?
definitely would have.
Right.
How about that?
And his style of kicking, by the way, have to have a lot of feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have to have a lot of feel.
Feels like he hit it with like his heel almost.
Yeah, and also his plant foot very close. I mean, that was a ugly situation. What were you going to say, Nick?
Maybe we take a step further. We ban goalie gloves. Make the goalies dip their hands in Vaseline before every game.
Well, not just that. I don't think we need to go that far, but with everything in a brainstorming situation, you do have to point out the extremes. That would be one of them, but Dallas Clark didn't have to wear gloves.
Tape your fingers.
Boom, put them on the knuckles so you don't get them stuffed.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, you remember when the finger savers came in on the gloves? Those
metal
were
behind
game
that.
changers, by the way. So they started putting metal in the back of the gloves because everybody's fingers were either getting bent backward like this.
What?
Yeah, it was it was a big game changer in the gloves. But at the beginning, it was too firm, and everybody's hands were stuck like this, and then they had to kind of open it up and loosen it a little bit.
I mean, you could probably hit someone with those. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
tough.
there's a lot of, yeah.
You go up with the knee and the glove, yeah.
I was trying to explode fingers, and all of a sudden I got this glove-making company changing my whole life. Like, hey, that's an advantage, dude. When I break this son of a bitch's fingers, like, that's strategy.
That's right.
He's got a brace on it now.
Yeah, and everybody's like, no, let's put some metal behind this thing. What is this?
It's part of the other playlist, or
All right, let's get to a break.
Oh,
I don't think this is part of Sorry for Sadness.
You never know. You might take a turn.
All right, we're back in 4. See you then.
I'm not the smartest guy. I mean, we did hammer FanDuel for a lot of money in our predictions today, but why'd they bring the best players in with 2 minutes left and then they're going to throw them into a PK and they miss? They're going to be hated by the country forever.
They're cold.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Glory for Italy.
Okay, so I was elected captain a week. We played the Lions up in Detroit. And Van Bosch was one of the captains for them. And he had red contacts in.
Yeah, that's him.
He had red contacts in, and we walked up to each other, right? And I think I'm with like Mathis and some other people. I don't know. I should not have been there. I was just far left or whatever. I'm just on the far left side of it. And I walk in, and we all dap each other up. And then he's there, and I go shake his hands. I look him in the eyes, and I didn't say anything. I just looked him right in the eyes, and he like dapped me up or whatever, gave a fist bump. And I just stared at him for the entire coin toss. Like the ref was talking to whoever was going to talk for us. And I was just looking this guy right in the eyes the whole time. And then as soon as we go to leave, I go, that's wild, man. I just jog off to my side. In those captains' meetings, I've had some incredible electric moments. We played against the Minnesota Vikings, and Adrian Peterson was the captain of Vikings. I was captain of the Colts. There was like 3 other people. We walk out there for this. And the only thing I've heard about Adrian Peterson is how firm, well, I've heard a lot of things about Adrian Peterson. Those aside. But I've heard that Adrian Peterson's handshake is a firm one. Like Adrian Peterson has a firm handshake. It's like this legendary story. So we go out for the coin toss and I see him and I'm like, here we go. And as soon as we go for the handshake, I get in early. I get in because the key to breaking a very stern handshake is you get in early because you got to beat the grip. You got to beat the grip. So he's like kind of casually shaking everybody else's hands. I'm like dapping everybody up like slowly. And I'm like watching him the entire time. And he brings his hand out and I race in to get the netting and your thumb on the thumb. And then I squeeze first, right? So I get like, that's like in arm wrestling when you get the angle on it. So he squeezes back and I give him like a ha-ha, like, right? So while the coin toss is happening, Adrian Peterson looks at me while he's standing on the other side. Neither of us were speaking captains. And he goes, after the coin toss, we're doing another one. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. He goes back. As soon as the coin toss is over, there's another dap up before we run back. And we did this handshake. He got me around too. I'm honest. And that was my drop hand too. That's like my punt drop hand. I thought it was going to be broke. But I was like, those coin toss things, I don't know how you don't shake hands because it's just an awkward situation where you're forced to shake hands almost.
McAfee at the top of the key. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Step back. 3 for the win. It's good! Splash! It's not Sunday because the bank is open!
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show here on Sirius XM Channel 82 Mad Dog Sports Radio and YouTube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. The sun is shining and calling your name, fellas. Join the 2 million
Wow.
men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get ready for Hot Guy Summer with 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Pat. It's time to bundle up with the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance Boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies.
Stuff.
First off, the new Performance Package 4.0 includes the new Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is insane and, dare we say, the GOAT of ball hair trimmers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we said it. Want to take your grooming game even further to the next level, maybe? The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ear. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual-blade system.
My God.
This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Get 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Pat. That's 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Pat. Escape the shrubs and weeds this summer and shine with Manscaped.
Oh.
So like the not the Red Rider reader level, the advanced reader?
Yeah. Yeah.
The advanced reader level of the Manscaped reads is very high.
Absolutely.
And they tag these things back to back to back to back to be one beautifully articulated, alliteration-filled ad read.
Right.
And I want to let them know, thanks for challenging me.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Because they just type it and
Oh, yeah.
highlight a word, put in another word that's better, more educated sounding. They don't ever have to read it, I don't think. I don't think the person that writes that has ever read that thing fully back to back to really. There are some SAT like, MCT like, is that what it's called? ACT.
MCAS.
Oh yeah, that's to get into Matt. School. Yeah, hey, the LSAT too. Ain't no fucking game, man. You won't get. You want to pass the board or whatever. But that's the amount of SAT words that they've stacked together. I like the challenge. I really much appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely what they're doing. Oh, let's see how he handles this one.
Yeah. It's like Peyton Manning reading those College Bowl questions.
Yeah.
Watch the College Bowl. It's a good show.
Good show.
Foxy said something that I agree with, but it was a good point. Foxy said the level of trivia questions on there is at a good level. You know, it's not like dumb doofus, you can get it right, but you don't need to be person that put this ad read together to also figure. You don't have to be Jeopardy level trivia person. You can be restaurant trivia Tuesday night level of trivia for the College Bowl, and it's very nice. But the thing you're going to take away from it, Cooper Manning, hilarious. Genuine, funny person, been around him before, not somebody that is just like forcibly funny. Genuine, funny human, Cooper Manning, both in real life and on that show. But once Peyton reading those fucking questions is maybe the most impressive part of the entire thing.
Well, he's a genius.
I don't know if he is. But him reading these questions with a shot clock under the gun is one of the most impressive things I've seen on TV in some time.
Never stumbles.
Ever. Now, unless they edit it, I have no idea, which I don't know how they would because there is a shot clock on, and for the purpose of fairness, you probably can't.
Yeah.
It's fucking remarkable how good of a reader Peyton Manning is.
He actually gets mad at the contestants when they pass. They'll be like, pass, and then he has to say the correct answer, and that throws him off his entire game.
And he's giving congratulations to a couple people. I think he thought a question was a little bit difficult, and he was like, attaboy, Ryder. Like, even afterwards, like, all right, didn't think you were going to get that. That's a good question. Let's go. It's a good show. I think it's
very good.
Yeah.
I've
What
tried to
nights
think of
is it on?
ways.
What's that?
It's on Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock. I actually looked it up
And
yesterday.
then NBC runs every primetime show they have on Sunday, basically. So you'll get kind of a recap of the week that was. So there's America's Got Talent's College Bowl. Basically, everything from the week is rerun on a Sunday. And I think a lot of people catch it on the weekend who have to work.
Are they putting it on the cock or no? I haven't seen it on there.
I'm not sure if it's on the cock. I was told that I cannot.
Can't say that
Should
anymore.
not be calling it the cock.
Oh, you're not allowed to?
Well, if you're on the cock, peacock, I think you're, because I wanted to toss
Oh, yeah.
to something.
Had to.
Because the last 2 weeks I've been on Talking Smack, and the internet has been a buzz saying I'm the new host. I am not. I think just Paul Heyman potentially couldn't make it because of everything going on with Roman Reigns.
Sure.
Man.
But on there a couple times I've wanted to say, I cannot believe I'm on the cock, peacock.
Yeah.
And then there's a pay-per-view this weekend only available on Peacock. So I asked, like, hey, can I start selling that it's only available on the cock?
You wanted to do a cock toss.
I did. Just one big cock toss. I just wanted to throw it over to the cock. Listen, while you're over there, whenever WWE's not on, go ahead and check out Get Line. And then you can go through everything else that's on there. It's good.
That is good
Only
stuff.
available on the cock. Peacock. 1-833-4-McAfee if you want to get on the 5-hour energy phone line. What? Classic radio, dude. We sold the phone line. Shout out to 5-Hour Energy, the official energy shot of our show.
Hell yeah.
Celsius is still around, by the way.
Yeah.
Celsius is still in the game. 5-Hour Energy, the shots, though, just if you want that extra boost. And they have new summer flavors that do taste delightful. You might have had the first 5-Hour Energy. You should see these new summer flavors. Now, the aftertaste of it, absolutely beautiful. Shout out to Zito on this beautiful graphic he created. And thanks to 5-Hour Energy for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, 5 Hour.
1-833-4-McAfee. Get on the 5-Hour Energy phone line. We will talk to you on the other side. And if you go to 5hourenergy.com and use promo code McAfee, you'll get 10% off your order. Shout out to SeatGeek getting a ticker. I mean, we're a real business.
Here we go, boys.
We're a real fucking business right now. There is some business to take care of in the sports world, things that we have not talked about yet, but now is the perfect time. Saturday night, UFC 264 in Vegas in front of a packed arena. It was a star-studded affair. Miles Teller was there.
What? No way.
Yeah, Miles Teller was there. And now, I was going to list off everybody else, but just know that handsome Miles Teller was in the splash zone of blood, I believe, where he was sitting.
Damn.
Then there was Billionaire Row there, where Kraft and everybody else is on the hard camera side or opposite of the hard cam, so that they're on there everywhere. Conor McGregor actually went by him and did this to those people. Great businessman, great ideas. Stars, NFL players all over the place. Yeah, I mean, it was a massive to-do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Glorious.
And the pay-per-view version of it started with none other than friend of the show, a guy who will be joining us this week. I have no idea what day. Sugar Sean O'Malley delivering 6-7, I'd say. In my tweet, I said 5-6, but I think after rewatching the fight, 6-7 CTE diagnosis worth of punches to Milford, Massachusetts, Mutino's face. And Mutino was just set to autopilot that even whenever he was in a zombie state, which he had to be, he would just put his hands up and he would walk right back in. No matter 200 punches to the nose, to the face. He got knocked out at the end of one, got back up, answered the bell somehow. Finally, with 30 seconds left, after eating no less than 4 to 5 careers worth of punches right in his suck hole. His face described as roadkill by Joe Rogan. Herb Dean finally puts a stop to it. Everybody's mad and upset because we're watching a walking, talking heavy bag move around a cage with Sugar Sean peppering him with kicks and punches and elbows and body shots and shakes and crossovers and shots for 2 rounds all the way up until 30 seconds. It ends. Everybody's booing Herb Dean. Okay? Know this. Sugar Sean's the greatest showman in the UFC right now.
Absolutely.
He is on a rocket ship right to the top, no doubt about it. But what we learned about Moutinho and Milford, Mass. Jaws in general is maybe the biggest story of the night outside of what we're going to get to on the other side of this break. But Sugar Sean put on a show. He entertained. And Herb Dean should have saved this dude's life probably a round or two beforehand. But I got nothing but respect for both of these. And then immediately afterwards, Sugar Sean cuts a promo on Peter Yan. Our guys going to the top. That's how UFC started. How did it end? We'll talk about an hour or two. And we might have somebody joining us to talk about it. Maybe a potential curse. Didn't want to dive into me maybe being a Dustin Poirier guy now. Just the whole way it all went down. Hour 2 is on the other side. 1-833-4-McAfee. Call the 5-Hour Energy phone line. We will see you in 6 minutes. You are the absolute best. Today's challenge will be a frozen pizza basketball shooting relay. Zito and I will have to eat half a frozen pizza.
Once we finish a half a frozen pizza, our teammate that'll be next, in my case, Nick, will have to make a layup, then a free throw using the same ball. Once he makes those, he will then pass the ball to Foxy, who will have to make an NBA three and then a half-court shot.
Boys, are we ready? Get to our spots.
Zito and I are starved.
Social distance. No, the social.
Cheers, pizza.
Pat is off to an early lead. Pat is dominating Zito. Zito eating much slower. Zito's eating much slower than I thought he would.
I used scissors to cut this son of a bitch to the force.
Pat used scissors to cut the pizza because we do not own utensils in this office.
I'm clapping up.
Zito is cramping up. Nick, go. Free throw now for Nick. Zeke is still finishing his pizza.
Yay!
Foxy, you're off. Foxy from
you
three.
You can rebound for him, Nick. Let's go!
Bailey, go!
Foxy, Big Motor's gonna pitch that up. Oh, yes!
Hey, McAfee is off to quite a lead.
Oh, my God! Oh, Nick!
Oh, he's down!
On the wall, Nick!
Bailey hits the... Foxy's on! Bailey at the free throw line. Is he choosing to granny like he did?
Oh,
Bailey!
Going
Connor,
in.
go!
That was going in.
Foxy is at the home run. Connor misses. Foxy barely misses. Oh, this is electric. Hey! Pat is now on to the second half of his pizza, and Connor cannot buy a bucket. You hate to see what's happening here.
Stooge.
Oh, an air ball at this point. Has Connor ever shot a basketball before? Connor hits the three. He's now back to the half-court shot.
Here we go.
People will remember that in this same position, Connor went 0 for 12. 0 for 12 in basketball.
He's stacking, Pat. We need you.
Oh, there's a stack guide. That was his original plan. Are you regretting the stack decision? The Joey Chestnut of pizza basketball racing, Pat McAfee, has finished. Nick, layup, go. He's getting psyched out for Billy McCollum. Doesn't care. The free throws. Nick, first free throw up, air ball.
Take your time,
It's not even close. Don't worry, Zeke has like 6 pieces left.
Take your time, Nick. Take your time.
This is the Billy McCollum factor. Foxy is up. Foxy from 3 and half.
Bingo. Bingo. If he hits
All
in his
Foxy
first
needs
three,
is a half
we'll
court.
give away 5,000.
Oh! 5,000 to the commenters who picked Team Pat.
Suck it, loser. I finished. Congrats. What's the most beer you did in one night you think of one of those shows?
Well, I never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, between just for myself, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on, you don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them. Nice. But I'm telling you, Pat, when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you were pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start
you know-
self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. Like, when did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused, they'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
One of the guys, I think it was Jacksonville, actually, and everything happens with Jacksonville, it seems like, but I think one of their defensive linemen were running out to kick a field goal, and the defensive lineman kind of like cuts in between Pat and I and kind of like shoves me, kind of gives me like out of the way, and Pat blew up on this dude. What? You're mine, explicit, and the guy's like, what? You talking to me? Like, again, too many explicits to get into, and it's probably not appropriate, but he went off on this guy. And I'm like, dude, that guy's bigger than both of us combined. What are you doing? He's like, man, ain't nobody going to touch you like that. And I was like, hey, man, I appreciate it. Bang the field goal. I think Pat was probably giving some fingers to him as he's walking off and stuff. And I tell you, it's just so many little stories and fun things like that you half forget until somebody mentions it and you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that. So, yeah, he was
Only thing we need more of is alcohol. Hey, I'm getting lit. Hey, you getting lit. Hey, who's getting lit? Hey, we getting lit. Hey, I'm getting lit. Hey, you getting lit. Hey, who's getting lit? Hey, we getting lit. Started on beast mode. Now I'm on.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show, hour 2 on this Monday, July 12th, 2021. We'll begin immediately following this beat drop from Twant. Here we go, now we're there. Here we go, boys. And joining us after the American Century Championship was had this past weekend. A man who has won a college football national championship, a Super Bowl champion, a man who drained a very long putt this weekend, a guy who joins us every single day we work because of how much he loves doing this show, and hopefully will continue to do this show long term potentially. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk! Don't be shy. AJ Hawk! AJ Hawk! Tell us about it. Hey, what you learned from Aaron, AJ? Hey, AJ, come on. Don't be shy, AJ. Oh, AJ's not here.
What? No way.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
What?
Oh, yeah. Today was his travel day.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, there are no early flights.
Well, he said there was, just the time difference, and he had to stop somewhere. His favorite spot he is stopping at on the way.
Oh, Napa Valley.
Okay. Yeah, he's stopping there, yeah.
Jeez, Hawk.
Yeah, so I thought, just like everybody else, that AJ Hawk was going to be on today. I was excited. Woke up this morning, actually. Somebody had tweeted us a video. AJ drained like a 75-foot putt this weekend.
Yeah.
He finished 10 under at the American Century Championship, minus 10. I mean, I was excited for this conversation. He was hanging out with Aaron. There was pictures, there was sightings. He actually had a pretty good shot on the guy. The guy did jump, which is what we talked about. It was a good tackle. Who knows? I was so pumped this morning. I was in the shower. Okay, I was getting hit with the water.
Of course.
I live good now. Got 2 shower heads, by the way.
Get out of here. One on the wall?
No, well, they're both technically on the wall. The ceiling I've not gone to yet.
Oh, you don't have the waterfall?
I don't like the waterfall.
Oh, you don't?
I'm not a waterfall person. You go into like a resort, really nice shower, hotel, whatever, and they have the waterfall option. Yeah, I'm out. Give me the one over here.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't need that thing coming straight down. Now, it is a relaxing thing, I think, when I'm maybe too doped up. I just go ahead and sit in it and that whole thing. But anytime I need to actually shower and do that, I'm on the wall type person. Now, there's been hotels that have it too low or too high.
Oh, yes.
And there's no juice or whatever.
Brutal.
But I love shower. Like, a shower is, I think it's, I don't know. I heard Tom Brady say this to Howard Stern, and I think I'm a meditator in the shower. Like the shower is like, I enjoy it. Like I will sit there and I will just sit there and think about life, and the invention of hot water.
Man,
such a good one.
Genius.
Yeah. It'll change me. It takes me from. I am almost like Superman going into a phone booth there, where I can be doped and drowsy, go in there, hot water on the other side. It's like fresh as a daisy.
Yeah,
I think it is incredible what a shower can do. But I have one hot one and then one cold one. That I wash my face with, because Pharrell, the guy who looks like he's 12 years old still, and I think he's like 60. By the way.
he's getting
Look up
there.
how old Pharrell is. You will be mind blown. In his face, he said he washes his face with cold water so it tightens up the skin. So that's my new thing. Okay, now that I care, I used to have just acne and scar all over my face. Now I'm doing Pharrell's
Cold water.
move with the cold
Smart.
water. But while I was sitting in the hot water, I was thinking about all the great conversations we can have with AJ Hawk. Okay, I'm like rolling. Then I go over to turn it on to do the face wash routine, while the body's still getting hot. And as soon as that water hit me there, like with cold, I immediately go, I have not talked to AJ. Is AJ on the show?
Oh, geez.
So then I do it again. So then I get out of and that's how the shower ends. I get out of the shower, FaceTime him, no answer.
Okay.
Text message him, no answer, obviously. So then I have to do a follow-up like 50 minutes before the show. I go, hey, are you on today? Oh, sorry, pal, I'm on a plane right now. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm like, what the fuck?
How convenient.
I had a 7-minute shower, 2.5 songs played on the Bluetooth, which I have to keep on because the amount of songs tell me how long I've been in there because I will fuck around and be in there 25, 30 minutes, and I can't have it. So I got to keep the songs on. I had 7 minutes worth of excitement to talk to AJ Hawk, and Crimson Chin still in the fucking sky right now after an incredible weekend of going 10 under at the American Century Championship. I'm upset, I'm disappointed, but AJ Hawk will make it right.
It's actually breaking news.
What?
Breaking news.
Wow.
AJ will not be with us today.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it's pretty big news.
I mean, I was afraid this was going to happen, Pat. He's gotten too big time for us, I think.
It's on the SeatGeek ticker.
Yeah.
AJ
When he gets
Hawk
back,
will not
though.
be joining us today. Isn't it crazy? Because at the beginning of this whole thing, when we started, he would just go hop in the back of a minivan, load up his entire family of 12, and just drive around the country for a couple weeks.
And we'd be gone 2 weeks.
Then he'd come back and everything was good, and then he'd go away and he'd come back. We miss you, AJ. Hey, we miss you, AJ.
I guess. I didn't think he could become, any more of a dirtbag. And here we are. This guy's just missing out every day.
I thought we went on that break and, we were back for 25 minutes, 30 minutes with AJ before he went on this entire 10-day excursion or whatever.
Right.
Remember, while he was gone last week, we were watching old AJ Hawk film.
Oh, my
Did we
God.
not all think, we're not going to do this anymore? We're not going to do what you just did to AJ Hawk because
No, we weren't.
I think you forget that he's an explosive son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Big body.
4'4", jumping over Jimmy Graham at times, and he would just eat people's faces. We're talking about our species. Now, Mutina, we learned maybe greatest jaw of all time. But maybe that's only because we haven't seen AJ sit in there and just get punched in the face for 14 straight minutes.
That's a good point.
I think AJ may be greatest boxer to never exist.
Yeah.
How fast he is, how athletic he is, how explosive he is, and how his jawline is. I think he potentially, if the NFL is to continue to pump out these boxers, Ike Taylor's in the game, Pac-Man is getting in the game. I think AJ's potentially our boxing, guy. But will he ever get into it? We don't know. I think he might start, though, if you keep saying he's a dirtbag and scumbag and stuff like that, which is why I think we moved past those types of situations, but you have forgotten
Well, and
about it.
also you look at it and, we forget because we see him every day and it's just kind of, shoulders up. And, I mean, he looks like a little bit – I tell you what, you see him with that golf polo on, AJ's still fucking stacked.
Hey,
he's still yoked up.
That polo,
big time.
too, that was a medium.
Yeah.
Hey, he's wearing properly sized. Now, this one was Strahan and Sean Payton, who just got a movie made about him from Kevin James.
Ooh, gonna be good.
Exactly alike, too. So
Okay, so Sean Payton's living. Is it the? We're gonna ask. This is one of the things.
Exactly.
So many things.
And that guy.
Best part about AJ is though when he does come back, he will spill all the beans. Tell us the truth about everything that happened.
All right, let's talk. What did you say, Zito? We have a guest this hour. You don't have to say this loud, but what is it again? Can you remind me? Go ahead. Do we have a guest this hour?
Not as of now, but hopefully coming up soon.
Oh, I thought you said 48. Is that not what you said in my ear there?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm being fucking serious right now. While
I
I
never
was
said
speaking,
anything in your
you
ear
said,
at all.
Okay, so you're just lying blatantly there. All right, so I thought you said something about 8 or something like that. Did you not say anything about anything?
No.
Okay, because we have a potential guest joining us this hour. Zito is supposed to keep me updated. While I was speaking earlier, you definitely said something into my ear. I don't know if it was something differently. I was on a roll. I couldn't hear it completely. We are not locked in on said guest yet, is what you're saying.
No, that was age of Pharrell.
There it is. Age.
Okay.
Okay, so I thought I heard 48 because I was in the middle of speaking.
Yep, I remember that.
How old is Pharrell?
48.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you did say 48, even though you just got done saying I said nothing in your ears. By the way, that is what separates this show from every other show. Okay, I just want to let that be known. All right.
I forgot about that. We went right past that. I totally forgot about it.
I didn't say anything. No.
I never said anything to you. Like
I
Commander,
will
as
say,
if I was wrong, by the way.
I forgot to say the last part about the guest.
Yes.
I did not say anything about the guest.
Okay, got it. Yeah. All right. Oh. Yeah, that's a good deflection. I mean, you and Connor are becoming fucking Patrick Waugh back there. But I was excited whenever because we were talking about something that we had to finish, but when it came in there, we might have a guest though this hour. Pretty big.
Come on.
Okay.
There we go, boys.
We're actively seeking guests during the show. This is cool. So we have brought on a company that is, I mean, allegedly.
Oh yeah.
Pretty connected.
Top dog.
Because I'm tired of sending DMs and texts every morning when I wake up on who should come on the show. Because a lot of people start feeling like they're real important. You know what I mean?
Sure. Oh yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Who am I talking about?
Dane Orshlovsky.
Okay, no, that's not who I was talking about. Why do you got to bury Dane Orshlovsky? He was hanging out with Dude Perfect yesterday. He's living his best life. I'm talking about Ariel Helwani.
Oh, sure. Helwani.
Yeah. That's who I'm talking about, you know? And we could potentially try to get Ariel on today to talk about the fights, but I'd much rather not do that. Has he thanked us for his 7 jobs he's gotten yet?
Not that I know of.
No.
He won't ever.
Do you think all those companies that hired him, saw him on ESPN, they're like, we want that guy? Or do you think maybe they saw him be okay on the internet?
Bingo.
I think they saw that one, but then I think they probably saw that tweet that was going around, so he might be scrambling.
DC seems to be pushing everybody else, huh?
Hey, I will say this. Ryan Clark is going to dominate with DC.
Oh, man, I'm so pumped.
I don't know if Ariel knows enough about Ryan Clark. I know they were peers over there at ESPN. Ryan Clark will get to the bottom and be good at anything. And he has a work ethic. He was on ESPN there from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. every single day, like 2 falls ago. That's going to be great. ESPN's really pushing all of their shit MMA-wise now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Seems like a much more concerted effort to kind of push all the MMA stuff. I don't think it's fair to our guy Ariel. I do not think it's fair at all to our guy Ariel, but hey, that's business, I guess ESPN says.
It's almost like Dana White was like, hey, as soon as you guys get rid of Helwani, let's start talking UFC MMA on ESPN, huh?
That's great. Everybody, Teddy Atlas was doing it.
Yeah, legitimately.
Hey, Teddy Atlas, late night after the fight, was given his entire geography lesson in fight game where he needs to be.
It was
awesome. Bro, the guillotine that Connor tried to put him in. I mean, they had Max was there. Stephen A's flying on private planes, rocking 2 chains there. It feels like what's that with the shirt?
Stephen A, yeah. Stephen A was, that was a pretty good look.
Hey, he looked good.
Yeah, white blazer, black tee.
Swag.
Couple chains.
Good. Stephen A's living, by the way. I absolutely love it.
Seen the look before.
That everybody is pushing. It feels like ESPN's really pushing UFC, and it comes immediately after Ariel departs.
Makes sense.
That's unbelievable. I mean, Ariel probably has some conspiracies to cook up publicly. I think we should listen to them, though, because ESPN's coverage of the UFC this past weekend was mighty. It was vast. It was huge. And it was kind of an awesome fight card, to be honest.
Yeah.
The last fight ended how none of us would have wanted or expected, but at one point during the night, Sugar Sean was crossing people and then playing bongos with a guy, literally just doing this and punching a guy in the face.
Yeah.
A man with no button. Instead, he somehow got knocked out once in the fight and still continued to fight. We were watching. It was a show. It was electrifying. Promo was cut afterwards. Everything was good. Then there was Greg Hardy getting knocked out by a guy who Ty became a big fan of because of his name, because of his style. But when he starts chugging beers and seltzers out of his shoe, Happy Dad got a great plug right there. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but if that was scripted or planned. Him chugging these beers going, it was a great show through the night. I think we all can agree with that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I do want to give a special shout out to Greg Hardy because he did get knocked out so early in that fight, and that was such a quick fight. We got to the main event like an hour earlier than we thought we were going to.
Very nice of Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Huge.
So that was awesome.
And I think live while we were watching, we said nobody's going to point out the fact that Greg Hardy eating that hook to the eyeball.
Yeah.
And getting knocked out after looking pretty, it looked like in his face.
He wobbled the guy. He was going to finish him.
Yeah, very comfortable, very confident, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
99.
leg buckle, body buckle.
Bang.
But you're right, because it was so quick, everything kind of got expedited and moved up. It wasn't a 2 a.m., it was a 12:15 start for the fight that we got to talk about. Conor McGregor guy, through and through. He's an Irish guy.
Yep.
He's entertaining. He talks a lot of shit. I watched his documentary. He comes from next to nothing. He took over the game business-wise. He's a fighter. So outside of the cage, outside of the ring, he's made some decisions that you go, what the fuck are you doing? But he's also signed up to go fight people inside of the cage. So I assume there are some personality traits that potentially come with not all fighters, some particular fighters where outside of the ring or outside of the gym, there are some decisions that can be made that you go, well, why are you doing that? Well, they also go in to go try to kill people too. So you can ask why on both things. Some of those in a fight game, I think, happens. It's not cool, obviously, when anything bad happens outside of the sport, but I think it has a potential happening in the fight game. Now, Conor McGregor brought electricity. He brought the WWE full force into the UFC. He wasn't the first. He just mastered it and was better than everybody else. He brought in the Billy strut from Vince McMahon. He understood the fight game, I think, better from a marketing and promotional standpoint than anybody in the history of the UFC, Conor McGregor. Yeah. And he also had a work ethic and a skill and a talent that he could match the shit talk and back it up, because the best shit talk is the real shit talk. And when you're becoming the champion and 15, 20 seconds or whatever it is, and then when you're winning 2 championships and you really have the fight game in a spot that you can end any fight with anybody, you can be better than anybody, and once you have that and you shit talk, you're talking epitome sports entertainer there. When your skill can match, when your skill level is high and your mouth can match it, that is when, here we go. So Conor captivated me. He captivated everybody. When he got into the boxing game with Floyd Mayweather, also human, who figured out the game of boxing better than anybody in the history of boxing, and his skill level was at a point where he could do it. When he did, I bet on him there. I bet on Conor McGregor going over there. Conor's not going to get into this, even though it's going to be a big payday and everything like that, because at that point, his fight reputation was so fucking positive and so good. Why would you do this other than a payday? A payday's coming no matter what. You're already paid. Why would you do this unless you thought you were good? So I actually thought to myself, Conor's not signing up for this if he isn't. And the odds were like plus 10,000 or something like that. So I bet a massive amount on that, because the payday would have been hysterical. And for 10 rounds, he was legit, and then finally Floyd outlasted him and just beat the hell out of him, but still he put on a good show. What he became when he became a billionaire and he's sleeping on satin sheets in yachts, it can become difficult, I assume, to want to wake up in the morning, pound the pavement, Ariel told us, one fighter said, but also get tapped out, potentially get ringworm, get your face rubbed in some stuff, as much as somebody who doesn't have any of that stuff, because that's what you're fighting for to begin with. You get in the fight game for your legacy, but also because of the riches that come alongside of it. Conor has achieved all of those, and in the notorious documentary, money was a massive motive. I mean, this is obviously for everybody that comes from, money was the motive. So once you get all that, how can you still train and be as savage as the person who's trying to achieve all that? I often wondered that. I asked that question, but still back Conor, because Conor was my guy. This past weekend with what happened with the whole wife in the DMs thing.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Dustin Poirier, the Diamond from Lafayette or whatever, the Lafayette Diamond, I don't know what it is, but I don't know enough about him. I will learn. The night before the fight, the other guy is telling the entire world that your wife is in his DMs or was in his DMs at one point. Now, what was said, who knows? Could have been a fuck you. Yeah. Could have been anything. Could have been way before. Could have been anything, right? Yeah. But just putting it out there how it was. Then he comes into the arena. This guy is booed, okay? So somebody leaking that your wife potentially was trying to cheat on you, which was the angle it was. We're not saying that's what it was. Could have been a lot of messages, but that was the angle it was. That's babyface, right? That guy then becomes the sad, so sorry your wife did this to you. Like, that is a babyface. He walks out, he's hated by everybody. He gets booed by everybody in there. So this guy, within a 24-hour period, heard and was told by everybody on earth that his wife was trying to cheat on him or potentially had sex with Conor before she married. Whatever the narrative was, could have been a lot of other things, but that was the narrative that was taken. Then he gets booed by an entire arena. I started feeling bad for the guy at that point. Then when Conor comes out, and Conor's very aggressive, 2 spin kicks earlier or whatever, and he is doing well, but then Dustin starts doing his thing to him, right? And I didn't catch the point to the missed leg kick that potentially started the crack in the either ankle or lower leg thing there. But when Dustin pointed at that, I think that is a moment that's going to live on forever there. What happens after the match, when Conor's sitting on the ground, still saying your wife's in me DMs. Yeah. I think that was tough for me to be like, okay, Conor, come on. And when Dustin was on top of him, ground and pounding him, it looked very reminiscent to a lot of fights that Conor has potentially not boded well or fared well in whenever he's on his back or whatever. One for the guillotine, shout out Teddy Atlas, and he missed it, but then he ended up on his back. And the commentators don't ever seem to be on Conor's side, by the way. A lot of like, oh, this is bad for Conor, this is bad for Conor, and everything they were pointing out, I was starting to think back to his fights. Since 2016, he only has 1 win or whatever. That's 5 years. And we're talking about boxing, I think, involved in there. It's like 4 out of his last 5 fights he has lost. The win is the shoulder in that thing. Is it that he is sleeping in yachts, or is it the fact that he's maybe just at a stage body-wise, physically, that he can't do the same shit that everybody else is doing? Is he done? Does he come back? I became a Poirier guy on Saturday with the way he handled it all, and he clearly was winning the fight, and the other guy does it. I don't know. I've always been a Conor guy, but on Saturday, I was like, after the fight, I was like, I think I like this Dustin guy a lot more than I could have ever imagined.
I've always been a Conor guy too, and it made me think like, and he still is, but I was like, is a McGregor fight just like appointment viewing anymore? Like, will I, no matter what, spend $70? Like, I don't know, because like you said, he hasn't won he's won 1 time in 5 years. It feels like the last couple fights haven't been like particularly close, so it's just, I don't know. He
said the second round was going to change or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. As a Conor McGregor guy, I don't know enough about the sport. I don't know. Once again, Conor McGregor, I've supported for a long, long time as a fan. I bet on him and everything. And he was calling for a doctor's stoppage or whatever because his leg broke. And you saw, by the way, when it happened, and then he still had to sit on his back. I mean, it was incredible toughness and grit shown by Conor. Okay, sure. This is not a knock on Conor, but I became a big Poirier. I think after the fight, I don't know what the right promo angle is there for both of them, because Poirier is going to get another fight, which is awesome for Poirier. He's going to get another payday with Conor and everything like that. But I think Conor could have handled that. I don't know. It was almost a turn of the tide, I think, in feelings towards Conor, and most definitely towards Dustin Poirier, for sure.
Post-fight was almost the best part. Like Poirier's wife in the ring flipping McGregor off right before he cuts his promo. But you kind of have to respect it. Dude's ankle is basically hanging off his body, and he's already promoting his next fight. It's
he was getting pummeled in there.
Destroyed. Like, he was just eating elbows for about 2 minutes of the first round.
His skin must be tougher than most people's, probably because he's Irish, I guess. But
true.
He should have been busted open a few times on that eye with a couple of Poiriers, and it never happened. And I don't think I've seen any even swelling somehow. There was elbows dropped on his eye when he was on the ground. Bad. Now, he was doing damage as well, but I think Poirier was winning at the time. And Poirier said, I checked your kick. And then the internet finds it where he's like, that is just, I think a lot of points Poirier in the entire game.
Well, isn't that exactly what happened in the previous fight? Like, they did that kind of thing, and then the second round, like, Poirier just battered his ass big time and knocked him out. Like, who's to say that wasn't going to happen again? You know what I mean? Like, I almost feel bad for him, too, because I feel like...
Poirier or Conor?
Poirier, because, like, he... like, you get wrapped up in this, like, McGregor trilogy, and then, like, it's tough to walk away from that because you know how much you're getting paid, but also, like, if he beats Conor again, like, is that really elevating his status that much? And
now
it's,
is it? Because the winner of that was going to go on and get a title shot,
right?
Dana said. Poirier beats him again, he's going to go get a title. So then as Conor worked his way back into a championship fight and then how pissed off will everybody be in the fight game that Conor gets it? I don't know. That's all for somebody else to figure out. I'm just saying from everything is the WWE perspective of life, which Conor and I talked about. That is how I look at everything. And I know it's not right. Listen, I know it's much more serious than that, but
Maybe.
it's a lot easier whenever you just view life as WWE, and it's like, oh, that's a good character. Just came in, all right, out of there, see you later. Oh, bad character. All right, see you. Yeah, like and once you start doing that, I think the whole narrative after that fight changed, and I'm a big Diamond guy all of a sudden. I like old Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, I mean, would you even want to see another fight between these two?
You're going to want to see any fight that Conor gets
it's
into
always
because
gonna
his
move the
promo
needle,
ability
man.
is so good. It is so good.
But against Poirier, I don't know, because the last two, like
He's just going to box, right?
I would
Connor's
think
going to
so.
go box.
I don't know though. What if he goes up against Jake Paul and Jake Paul kicks his ass? Connor's done forever if that happens.
Look, if Jake Paul knocks out Conor in a boxing match, could you fathom
It's over.
the world after that? The world. Well, what would Jake Paul be? Plus 300 probably in that? Plus 350?
Yeah, just about.
In boxing, you think?
Maybe. Yeah.
Bro, hey.
Big size advantage.
Now, obviously, Floyd Logan is something that everybody will compare that to. But I think Logan and Jake would say that Jake's probably, I don't know. Is Jake the better boxer? I think Jake is the better boxer, right?
Well, and people
Between
compare-
Jake and Logan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think
Jake's
so.
the better
Yeah.
boxer, I
He's
think.
a
out
pro
of the two.
now.
And Connor's much worse than Floyd.
Which one's which? Which one fought Floyd?
Logan. Logan's taller than
So the other
yes.
one's the better one because he's got the pro fight coming up against
Jake.
Ooh, I don't. You guys think Jake's better than Logan?
I don't know which one.
I always thought
better
that was
boxer?
the better
I thought that was the case. I thought that was
Yeah.
the narrative. I don't watch enough
Because he
film.
beat Ben Askren and.
No, he's a legit pro though now. I mean, like he spends way more time on it. I think he's
he
got
committed
actual
like 3.5
chops.
years or something.
Yeah.
Logan too. I mean, I think they've kind of committed the same amount of time to this.
Oh,
It's
so
just-
Logan is also. I didn't know. I thought Jake was committed more because Logan has the podcast, which is biggest in the world. I think,
Yeah.
and everything else like that. I thought Jake was just full time content boxer.
I thought Logan was just like the big money fights. Like obviously he's gonna the Mayweather thing was like the biggest ever. But I feel like
Are we misreading this?
I thought
for
Jake
sure.
like wants to win like a title.
Anyways, Conor Jake is going to be awesome. If Jake knocks him out, it's a problem.
Yeah.
By the way, if Logan knocks out Conor, it's a problem.
Oh yeah. No matter what, if Conor gets in a boxing ring and gets knocked
Conor
out
get
by
knocked out?
somebody,
He didn't get knocked out, right? He just gets choked out.
He got knocked out by Poirier last time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
sleep
second
on the
one.
baby.
Yeah.
But that was the, I guess, Khabib kinda, but not really.
He choked him out, right?
Submitted him,
Yeah,
yeah.
submit.
But McGregor doesn't
don't count that.
McGregor doesn't get better as fights go on, like you said. Usually he gets it done early, or it does not get better for him in the second round, like he said.
He does have boxing cardio, though. It's 10 rounds.
That's right.
long time.
Let's get to a break. We covered that, I think, pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel sometimes we dive into shit we shouldn't. And I think to myself at the end of it, like, nobody should have had to listen to that or whatever.
Yeah.
I think we did that pretty good.
Had to, and that was the biggest thing that happened this weekend.
Can't have Manicky on yet because we still got to talk.
And to your point about like how McGregor started out being, the greatest promoter during the boxing, you're kind of getting that now with O'Malley, with Sugar Sean. So it's like you kind of have that next generation guy, hopefully.
He's going to be the guy.
Yeah, 100%.
He's so much taller than everybody he's going to fight down there. Yeah. And he grew up playing all the sports, so he's very athletic and then has focused his time. Not that wrestlers aren't very athletic, okay? But normally in the ball sports, when a wrestler gets introduced, they are the worst. But if there's a leverage game, the wrestler's going to win, okay? So it's not, I'm not saying that, but he seems to have like actual fluidity, just like John Jones, by the way.
Yeah.
Fluidity, athleticism, and he's been doing it since 9th grade year or whatever. It's a lot of time. And he's incredibly entertaining.
Yeah. Gets it.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
100%.
Put over Mutino, too. Smart. Read the room.
Yep.
Smart. That's one of the toughest guys of all time. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, Sugar Sean can't bury somebody. It's like, yes, he can. He has buried everybody. We need to not bury Sugar Sean's power because of Milford Mass Mutino's jaw.
right.
That might be the toughest human to ever walk this earth. He was at training this morning, by the way, in class.
Wow.
But his face looked like a catcher's mitt. Okay, one of those old ones that have lumps on it. His whole face, and he's just in there teaching. Like, yeah, that's how you roll there. I love Mutino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar Sean putting him over in the promo, smart, and then doing his whole thing after. I think it was great. Won back the crowd, because they were turning on him for some reason, because Herb Dean decided to save a life.
Right.
Crazy. That's Fight Game. We're back in 4 minutes with your phone calls. 1-833-4-McAfee. Shot the 5-hour energy phone line. We'll talk to you soon. The Zito production
with 4,000 wires, there is no reason that studio should have worked as well as it did.
How long did this take? We got here yesterday, 24 hours.
I tell you what, I give the boys some credit. They got phone calls, everything working from this road studio, right?
Zito production, dude.
Hey Phil, do you know the front door code?
Ty's gonna go try to break into the house to get the garage door opener so we can get in.
Yeah, the other way to open it.
Yeah, dude, what am I supposed to do here? Fuck, dude. Like, what are we supposed to do? People should not tell me this stuff. They know they should. Can't do it.
Our sources have told us that Mac Jones ain't going 3.
What? Oh my God.
I mean, it seems like Trey Lance is going at 3.
Draft odds changed dramatically.
Odds have just changed, by the way.
Before you went on air, Mac Jones was minus 270, I believe, and Trey Lance was plus 280. Now Trey Lance is plus 105.
Trey Lance, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers is so disgruntled with Green Bay Packers that he has told some within the organization that he does not want to return to the team. Ty.
I mean, you alienate the fucking guy. No wonder he doesn't want to fucking come back. He's done. It's over. That's the end of it. Negligence from the top of the organization to the bottom. You got to do something. You had to do something. And they didn't do a goddamn thing. So I don't blame him.
We have some breaking news that literally just got texted to my phone. And I think it's because nobody had a clue that 131,000 fucking people are potentially going to be watching this far into the thing. SeatGeek's back! Yeah.
That's what live you go.
Now, wait a minute.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And then let me talk. And then, no, you didn't. Yeah.
What if this works?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had this. No, you didn't. I had this. I had it. Trust me. Can I talk, for Christ's sake?
Okay, fine, yeah.
Oh, you're going to get articles written about you
It fucking caused a firestorm with the amount of people that watched them. Articles written by these marketing nerds and their little community tech people saying, hey, this is the dawn of a new day.
Look at this thirst trap.
Come on.
What are you, dude?
D-bot.
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to get, used to the influencer shit.
Yeah.
I mean, can we make the feet look a little smoother? Just a little smoother. Not the big Clyde Hopper walk. You know what I mean? That looks better.
Boom Street. Are you kidding
me? That's good. I like that.
Jake Paul or his brother, yo, hey, you want something? Come get it. I'm happy to break one of your faces for a nice payday.
He walks all the way up. Sleep! As we get back into society, let's remember, people will punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Every day is game day for these guys. It's showtime on the Pat McAfee Show.
Welcome back to that show. Today's phone lines are brought to you by today and for the next, I think,
foreseeable
definitely
foreseeable future.
The 5-Hour Energy phone line. Yeah! That's right. Go to 5hourenergy.com and use promo code McAfee. You'll receive 10% off your order of the greatest energy shots in the game. And also SeatGeek, always innovative, always watching. They said, we want to be on the ticker. We want to be on the ticker. Ooh. I said we don't really know how much to charge for the ticker, to be honest with you. Yeah. And we'll play it by ear. I just appreciate the fact that SeatGeek watches so much at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show that they go, hey, I don't know what's going on at the bottom, but we want to be a part of it.
Give us a piece of it.
So shout out to SeatGeek, the greatest ticket buying platform on planet Earth and the moon. Let's get to those 5-Hour Energy phone lines right now, shall we? Let's go to Stu over there in Big Sky Country, Montana. Stu, what's going on, pal?
Hey, just plumbing away. How you fellas doing?
Oh, you're a plumber?
Oh, yeah.
Shitty job. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I've had one friend that was a plumber, and that was like the classic corny joke I always use. What do you want to talk about, Stu? So you know a little bit about everything.
Okay, I had a question on Aaron Rodgers, but I'm going to divert it to all this talk about you guys buying the Pirates. What would you call that? Like a dream job or like a pipe dream?
Oh, I see that because you're a plumber, pipe dream.
Pipe
That's
dream.
smart.
Hey-oh.
Appreciate you, Stu in
Stewie.
Montana. There's a couple plumbing references in that one call from Stu in Montana, and we appreciate you doing the shitty job so that the rest of us can have good dumps and showers and shit like that. Now, Stu, when you talk about us buying the Pirates, I'd say at this particular moment, it is an information gathering situation where at some point I would like to own a team. I mean, end game for me, I don't know about all the boys end game for me is to get enough money, make sure everybody gets rich that's in this room, and then I will disappear for time, indefinite time, right? I'll go to an island. I will do something like that, grow a beard, whatever. Then I will bounce back. That is goal. That is not 5 years, 10 years. That is, 15, 20 years from now.
Yeah.
But buying a professional sports team, obviously bucket list item for any human that has ever been a fan of sports. Now, NFL team, much higher on the dream wish list because it's something that we know. It's something I've been a fan of my entire life. It's everything. And on the flip side, I know nothing about baseball.
Sure.
Don't really like it.
Sure.
But if I was to buy the Pirates, I would have to be fully invested to make that team good because the only reason why I would be buying it is so that future Yinzers like myself can be baseball fans because the team representing the Steel City, the city of champions, isn't the most dog shit team to ever walk this earth. First pick in the draft yesterday, draft old Hank Davis. Hey, let's go, Hank. Go, Hank. Go, Hank. Hank was slotted as the fourth best player in this particular draft by everybody. He was drafted number 1 overall by the Pirates because he would agree to the cheapest contract out of anybody that would potentially go number 1 out of all 4 of those. The number 1 overall guy, Rocker or something like that, he went 10th to the Mets. The reason why he went 10th and not in the first 9, allegedly, is because he is going to command a contract that he deems worthy of his ability because he is going to be a guy in baseball. The Mets' new ownership, Steve Cohen, he said, yeah, we'll pay you if you're a good baseball player. There were 9 teams before the Mets that said, no, we're not paying a good baseball player. And that is the reason why the Pittsburgh Pirates being the first of those 9, that is the reason why I'd be buying the team is so that the Pittsburgh Pirates and Yinzers fans, which there are a few that are diehard Pirates fans, hopefully in the future more, would want to be Pirates fans. Best ballpark, best hat, best uniform. The city is ready to be Pirates fans. That's why I would be buying it. So it'd be much different than the NFL team. So right now it's just an information gathering situation.
It's not a dream job for you. It's more of an obligation to save the city.
Bingo. Yeah. Obligation is what I feel. Because there'll be some stooge that'll attempt to buy that team, and there already has been a couple that have said they're going to put groups together, and I'm sure they are geniuses and smart and everything like that. But I think everybody has heard the way I would operate a sports team at this point. I am spending money. I am getting the good players. In Pittsburgh, might not love it early. Oh, we earn teams around here. We don't buy them. Okay. Well, I'm going to earn that sold out fucking place. And we're going to earn the respect of the rest of the MLB when we're buying all the good players. Let's look at earning in 2 different fashions. Earning respect from the rest of the league because we're going to be a fucking, hey, we're going to be good on that diamond.
Powerhouse.
But we've been trying to earn it through the draft, paying nobodies and all that stuff for a long time. It ain't work. We're going the opposite way. And the decision that Nutting made with that number 1 overall pick was an exact reason why I'd want to buy the team and why he should sell the team is because it's a bottom line move. For me, it'd be to win so that the bottom line would move enough that we could sell it to Mark Cuban or somebody else.
Absolutely, and that tide turns pretty quickly. We need to earn this team. If you win a fucking World Series or, you make a deep playoff run with these players that you acquire, guess what? People are going to be okay with that too.
Yeah, that piece of metal bouncing around Carson Street.
Yeah.
It's coming home.
Has to happen.
You don't even need a deep playoff run. A playoff run will suffice.
Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Speaking of playoff runs and celebrations, which I wish to have when I own the Pittsburgh Pirates alongside the boys here in Pittsburgh after we win that piece of metal from Rob Manfred. There's a celebration happening right now in the river.
Is that right?
Down there in Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Lightning, who have now gone back to back in Stanley Cup championships are celebrating today with the great people of Tampa. They are doing a boat parade to celebrate another Lord Stanley appearance in Tampa Bay. And I was told by local officials when we were down in Tampa Bay that this one was going to be big.
Huge.
This one, unlike the Buccaneers boat parade where nobody really knew it was going to happen until last minute, it was kind of thrown together. This one has been marketed. This one, there is a blueprint. This one, there has been a precedent set on how it should go. Mm-hmm. From the pictures that are being shown and seen at this point, there are more boats in that river than anybody could imagine. Whew. There's jet skis, there's pontoons, there's beers, there's Stanley's Cup, there's Lombardis out there.
Yeah.
I guess it is very lit in Tampa Bay right now. Congrats to them. They deserve it.
Let's go. Yeah. Think everyone's going to go for a boat parade now? Like, even if you're in the middle of the city?
I don't think you can. Like, I don't think everybody's going to be able to do a boat parade. I think that is why Tampa has a little bit of charm, because it's going to be, 700 degrees all year. Mm-hmm. There's going to be 400% humidity.
Yep.
There's a lot of boats. That's a boating town.
Yeah.
It's a boating community. I don't think everybody's going to do the boat parade, but if you have the ability to do it, like, for instance, if LA or somebody that's on a beach, they should have like a boardwalk.
Exactly.
Right? Like that should be like a boardwalk type party. Like in LA, those beaches are 700 yards deep?
Long.
They're long. Not just long, but it's deep.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a lot of sand there. I think it should potentially become a little bit more regional where you're at, but I don't think everybody can just do what Tampa does, where that river goes right through the city, I think, at this point.
Well, and it shows the overhead shot where it's like going out into the bay. There are so many boats out there. I mean, it's like everyone that lived in Tampa who owns a boat is out there with them today.
Well, and they gave them a week advance, too. So I think a lot of companies are taking today off. Just celebrate Tampa as a whole, Dahn.
Yeah.
Are they tossing Stanley around yet, or do we know if they're getting tossed like Lombardi?
I saw Stanley was on a jet ski. I saw a styrofoam Stanley being tossed around by the players.
Smart.
Be real careful.
Smart. Who's Lombardi's down there? Is that Gronk swimming around down there with Stamkos and a boy?
I assume. I thought they were tossing the Lombardi just like Tampa.
Sportsnet is tweeting a video of Buccaneers Lombardi on a boat with Lord Stanley. And is that Kucherov and the boys?
Oh, yeah.
Is Patty Maroon on there? Vasilevsky, Dyer making saves?
Hell yeah.
Who's all on that boat? Is it just one boat? Are they on one boat, such a small roster? Is it two yachts?
There's a couple different boats. That boat right there was all the Russians. That was Kucherov, Sergachev, and Vasilevsky.
Jeez.
A lot of vodka.
Great names.
They got vodka over there. What? They got Lord Stanley over there. They got Lombardi over there. I heard there's potential chance of snowfall over there.
What? Snowing in Tampa. How about it?
I'm joking. That is a aggressive accusation.
They're taking those boats up to Atlanta. Is that what you're saying?
From what I've heard, there is an Atlanta hockey team and has been for a long time. Let's go to the 5-hour energy phone lines. Let's go to Esteban down there in Florida. What's going on, Esteban?
How you doing, guys? I called a few days ago, and I said Spain was going to just annihilate Italy. I just want to apologize that and say congratulations on winning it all. I'm a man. I admit when we're wrong.
Esteban. Esteban.
Wow.
Absolutely gentleman.
Ernest Esteban.
Congratulations.
And real quick, I got some billion ideas for you.
I need one.
Here we go. Ready? Here we go. When you get on Peacock, get your manscaping promo. You're on the cock, get your manscaping done. It's commercial. $1 billion idea right there. Next one, Pat McAfee.
She's talking about mentioning Manscaped on the cock due to the combination.
Once you do your manscaping on the cock, I think he said.
Yeah.
Oh, like we're talking about the 4.0 lawnmower on the cock.
Boom.
Yeah. Cock.
Boom.
So I just, when it maybe in the middle of Money in the Bank this weekend, I bust out a lawnmower 4.0 and I say, boom, lawnmower 4.0 only on the cock.
Yeah.
Peacock. Smart.
Wow, Esteban.
Hey, Esteban, keep them coming, pal. Let's go to Vince in Houston. See you Friday, maybe, Vince. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, what's up? By the way, an orangutan can't fucking hold a candle to you for starters. But
thank you. It's
secondarily, Western Pennsylvania, if you have seen Gung Ho, I mean, Michael Keaton, I mean, if you have, how cool is it to see your boy? How cool is it to see your boy Ron Howard's brother sporting that Pirates batting helmet throughout the movie?
That's what I'm talking about, Vince. Thanks for the call. Let's go to Christian in Ohio. I've never seen a movie. Nobody's seen that movie. Hey, what is this guy doing? Is he hanging out with fucking Easterby down there, pal? Hey, Vince, come on, pal.
Vince.
Appreciate the compliment. Very nice at the beginning there. But what do you want to talk about, Christian? I like seeing the Pirates hat. Yeah, it's good.
Hey, what's up, Pat? How are you and the boys today?
Unless I don't buy them, and then I don't give a fuck. Everything's good. What part of Ohio are you in, Christian?
Amish country, actually.
Hey, Jeremiah said hello down there. We're big in Amish country. Say hello to the neighbors, even though they could probably hear us right now. What do you want to talk about?
I was just wondering, Pat, if you and maybe one of the boys would ever be interested in doing like a match type of deal like Phil Mickelson and Aaron Rodgers did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think we'd enjoy it. Sure. Yeah, we like golfing, like swinging the clubs around a little bit. We would talk to AJ today about the American Century Championship, which just happened this weekend, which got a lot of coverage on television. Yeah. More than the PGA normally gets. I could see every single round except for AJ's. It seemed like they never cut to AJ's or Aaron's for whatever reason. He chipped in, they showed him. But there was like 6 to 7 guys that we got to see play an entire round, basically. Steph Curry, Justin Timberlake was one of them. Vinny Del Negro. There was another guy up there that missed
Smoltz was up there a lot. Romo was up there a lot.
Yeah, Romo was out there a lot.
Romo.
Kyle Williams.
Romo didn't win, huh?
No. Third.
Hey, he had a couple good. He hit one into the trees, and then he had to reset it, and he hit up to 2 feet or whatever. Yeah, Vinny Del Negro though might be. He's a real golfer out there.
Oh yeah, big time. Great player.
I want to let everybody know. If I ever get invited, I'm going to win. I was watching a lot of that, and I was seeing shots and stuff. I was like, I can do that now. All those people. Now I can do that when I'm playing golf good.
Yep.
Okay, when I'm playing golf good, and that course. Foxy and I were chatting about this at Applebee's in the town that he's the mayor of.
Our bartender was the mayor of that town.
No. I think you appointed him.
I thought I was.
Oh, really?
I walked in and thought I was. We both thought I was, and then we were completely wrong.
Ben, the bartender at the Applebee's bar in Greenfield, potentially does run the town. He was unbelievable. You come in, he is coming at you, and he had every phrase ready to go. I mean, he controlled the entire Applebee's from the bartending position. It was
good service.
It was absolutely amazing. I mean, very loud, very loud, very entertaining, but it didn't feel like, an Applebee's I'd ever been at because this was Ben's Applebee's.
Sure.
He ran that place. We're talking loud. Funny though. So it wasn't like too much.
We got a whole dinner and a show at that bar.
Bingo. It was a dinner and a movie there.
Times.
He was there. But we talked about the course. Foxy lives, by the way, he lives in a country town right now.
Oh, yeah.
I heard.
Main Street, the whole thing.
Yeah.
We drove down an alley that was a part of an alley. It was like one of their, in Foxy's town. Nice town. Ben's bartender.
Yeah.
It is very nice, but Foxy lives way out right now. Massive house Foxy has.
Really?
But he lives out
in the middle of a cornfield.
Foxy lives in the middle of a cornfield, and there is... We might become the logistics capital of the world, by the way, here in Indiana. They are putting up these cement buildings that are, and this is no exaggeration, maybe 1,000 yards long.
Seriously. They're 1 million square feet, like some of them.
There it is.
What? 1 million square feet?
Yeah.
That's actual. And they're popping up in like a month. They're building.
Yeah.
These are all got to have some sort of, I don't know how they're going to stay standing. These things
makes no sense.
They're so big and they are getting put up so quick. I think Amazon's got one. Walmart's got one.
Yep.
Everybody, we're becoming like, Foxy has cornfields all around his house and then just logistics 1 million square feet warehouses on the outside. And Foxy and I had a real conversation. Look at his backyard. It's beautiful. The sun sets over there.
Oh, yeah.
Foxy goes, feels like there's going to be 1 million square foot warehouse right in that.
Everywhere.
Enjoy it while you can, Foxy.
And at that point, he's going to have to move. But while we were at Ben's Applebee's there in Foxy's logistic town, we're watching. Course seems open.
Yeah, it seems very friendly.
That course seems very, very open. Now, there is water. Obviously, it's on a lake, and there is some ponds in there. There is sand. But it feels like you can't really get trapped much just from the TV. I might be wrong. And when we get the simulator, we'll put that course on there. And I will only play that course probably for like a year. And that is something that I will not get tired of. I will be able to do that. Hopefully know that place inside and out. That is a very forgiving course, it feels like. And if you make par It's a point, like par is all you got to do. It's not like you have to go out there now. Madonna hit home Desert Eagle. Desert Eagle.
That's what they call it.
The double out. There's those going on, but par is normally what's going on. And with how open that course is, I think I could get on. I honestly believe this sounds like such an arrogant thing. I think I could perform well. And over there, I believe there are vitamins that are very legal over there.
Yeah.
I will be openly dialed in completely. I think if I get invited, whether it's 2 years, 3 years from now, I'm going to be a player and I'm going to change AJ and everybody in that. I assume they had conversations about my little 20 million thing.
Sure. Of course.
I'm not scared to go in there and put a flag and say, no. Hey, I'm a fucking player now. There are some great golfers out there, though.
Oh, yeah.
Steph Curry's swing is gorgeous. It looks like a professional swing. Kyle Williams went scratch, I think, 2 performances. He's a friend of the show. He's a great golfer live.
Yeah.
It's just all about whether or not you can string those days together, I think, and not get double bogeys. That's the whole plan.
Well, and you're going to be able to bomb it still. Like, you're not going to lose that. I feel like if you can make putts at this thing, like you said, because I went through and I looked at, like, what all the guys' scores were. For the most part, guys who were at the top were shooting either even or like 1 under or 2 under. There weren't like any crazy scores posted. So I feel like if you just don't make a mistake and you just
you make putts,
right?
You win that thing
exactly because you can't 3-putt anywhere because then you're going to start getting doubles and you'll get
And if you bury a long putt, probably a birdie,
right?
You just can't get a 3-putt bogey, no score on that thing.
Yeah,
this would be a conversation that'd be good with AJ Hawk.
AJ.
No show.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was Zito potentially. Yeah. Zito said, "Hey, AJ is in a layover at his spa town or whatever."
Have you thought about waiting until Justin Tuck isn't there, just in case you get murdered on the long drive? You know, you don't want to get a ball through the skull.
That guy. Okay, last week Tamina. Okay, Tamina and Natalia.
Yep.
Are women's tag team champions.
Yeah.
In the WWE, they were on. Fox, you okay? They were on SmackDown on Friday. I thought you put something potentially.
What's wrong?
They were on SmackDown on Friday. I think he was starting to laugh because he knows where I'm going with this. Shotzi debuted alongside Tegan Knox or just Knox. I'm not 100% sure. Graphic said Shotzi and Knox, but
Shotzi and Noxie.
Well, I don't think you can say Noxie because that's very close to Nazi.
Oh, true.
Which
don't want to be slipping up.
Can't be slipping up and saying the Nazi. You get any of that.
Also, Foxy Noxy, you know.
Yeah, well, Foxy is but anyways, potential Nazi when it comes to some things.
Whoa.
No, you didn't deserve that. I'm not talking life. I'm talking about, his precision and diligence, but you get it. No, you get it. That wouldn't happen, but Tamina, when Shotzi debuted, she brought out the taking care of business tank that she had in NXT. And Tegan Knox was right on the back driving out. In that TCB tank, I've seen it before, but Tamina and Natalia had never seen it. There's a missile that's coming off the front of that thing when she hits it, and she had that thing aimed, and it went right by Tamina's face, like probably maybe 2 inches, 3 inches by. Tamina didn't blink. Just right by her face. I don't even know if she knows it was there. It was like the Matt Barnes Kobe.
Okay.
There wasn't even, because Tamina is like the powerful, kind of quiet business take care of,
Badass.
So her flinching to that would have been it was this far from her face, flew by. It ended up almost hitting me and Cole with how fast it was going. And it was obviously, probably a lot of bullet. I mean, it was probably metal with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the teeth that taking care of. Didn't even flinch. I thought that was going to be the most impressive athletic feat of the weekend. And then obviously a lot of other things have happened. But mentally, that guy not even budging as Justin Tuck's drive. That normally whenever you hit a drive, you're aiming obviously to hit it to the direction that you are standing perpendicular to.
Right.
You're trying to,
Yeah, perpendicular.
Perpendicular.
Yeah.
Right?
You're here and you want it to go straight that way.
Yeah, so you're trying to hit it perpendicular to the way. That is what you're trying to do. But every once in a while, you can obviously hit it with the heel of the thing and it'll come towards you. You can hit it with the bottom of the thing and it'll go straight down. You can hit it. There's so many different ways. When you normally hit it directly away from you, it's normally going low. It's going to probably go into the ground because you have a chance to hit it. He hit this thing. I don't know how he hit it. It was slicing right by this photographer's head. I mean, right by this photographer's head. Certain death.
Would have killed him.
Casualty for sure.
Yeah.
Knocked unconscious, no doubt. This photographer with Justin Tuck's drive by the way, completely wrecked the digital board that was behind it, caused it to have a little thing there. There is going to be some casualties whenever amateur golfers are put into a professional golf setting, but hopefully I won't assassinate anybody when I get a chance to do it.
Well, I mean, and some of those balls were flying. Oshie hit his like 380, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 360 was Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
357 carry or something. That TrackMan seems to be able to track it all. I also saw kickers and punters doing that. Is this the video of...
Boom.
Oh. Will they slow-mo this thing? Because this guy... Oh, this is the shot. We have not seen this side yet.
Oh my God!
Wow. That guy is almost dead. Shit. I mean, they're going to slow mo from the back. No, they won't, will they? No. Oh, we're talking. I don't know how he got that much juice to hit that thing straight sideways. Oh,
not a terrible looking swing either.
All right, we're out of here. Hour 3's on the other side. See you then. Oh God. Jeez Louise. Long weekend for all of us. Found the video, which was good, right on time. But hour 2 just wrapped up on radio. I don't know what we should do now. Should we take some phone calls?
Yeah, hit the 5-hour phone line.
Oh, no.
What?
Thielen tweeted.
What do you say?
I actually woke up this morning really excited to hear from official AJ Hawk, but I'm pretty disappointed, not going to lie.
Yeah.
Well, join the club, Adam.
Welcome, Adam.
So Thielen was with him this weekend probably at times. He thought he was going to be on the show today.
Probably, maybe even a story about Thielen from AJ that he was hoping was going to be told maybe.
Thielen, by the way, hits his 3-wood 375 yards. I don't know how he didn't win the long drive. He must have hit a tree or something.
He played very well this weekend.
Thielen did?
Yeah.
He was coming prepared, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think first day, he was either even or like one over. He was dialed in all 3 days.
I'm going to need a couple of years, but I think that course plays to my strengths. If it's open, which it seems like it is,
for sure,
I can scramble. I'm gonna hit it a long way. I can scramble around there. That's why I always find it interesting when everybody tells me you need to use more your hips. You're only using your arms. You're losing yardage. It's like, hey, at this point in my life, I am okay yardage wise. I am okay yardage. I just got to figure out how to, every single time.
Yeah. Boom.
Hey, I'm hitting that little.
The out of pocket.
Nice little draw.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable, though. I'm going to be honest. I've thought a couple times, like a big moment, why still be able to do this? Because you literally are like, I'm probably doing it too much. I got to keep getting flexible. I got a year or 2 years probably.
Yeah, it's like punting. Like some of those punts were uncomfortable, right? When you're torquing
well, that's the
up
thing
there.
about punting. First couple of years, I had no idea what I was doing. Then I kind of figured it out, and everything started changing. I feel, and that might be just a blind arrogance by me, I'll be able to do the same in golf. It's just, when does that 1 to 2 years start? Is that because I've kind of been delaying it? I got 31 years until I'm 65, and that $20 million bet ends. But what happens if I actually get invited to this American Century Championship in the next couple of years? I got to go out there and perform, because the last time when I was invited to go out there, I said, yes, I'll golf, I'll get better. I didn't golf one time. I didn't pick up a club, and then I told him I can't go out there and embarrass myself. Okay, I don't want my first impression to the golf community to be one that I'm not good. I'd like to go out there and light up the course.
Right.
Do it.
But to do that, I'm going to have to start playing at some point. I mean, at some point, I'm going to have to play around the golf.
Well, to your point, though, I mean, once we get into the new office and we have that simulator in there, at least in terms of like the muscle memory and everything, like you'll find it. You'll find it. I mean, granted, it's different when you go out and actually play on a course, but like in terms of your swing, the more you do it, more repetition, you'll find it.
And you'll know the course like the back of your hand because of that simulator.
Okay, this is position A.
Boom.
When Marty Fish won this tournament last year, I think, his last round was magic to watch. It was the last shot. I think it was 17 or 18. It must have been 18, unless he was putting it away on 17. He had like a 230-yard shot. It was on a par 5, so it might be 17 or 18. I don't know which one's par 5. And it seemed like the green was tight. And he landed that thing, and it was just very close. I didn't see a lot. I saw sporadic great shots. I didn't see a lot of stacking on top. We'll ask AJ what was going on with the course. Was it the course this year? Is it different? Was it maybe the après golf that caused everybody to have potential problems?
Yeah.
Were they all boozed up out in the lake? There was an earthquake out there.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I had so many questions for AJ, and obviously he's traveling. We hope he's safe travels. Hope he has that mask on, by the way, in those planes.
That's right.
Because, we'll talk about that in hour 3.
No. Do we have to?
No.
such a bummer.
If you don't acknowledge it, it won't happen.
It is so sad.
That's not real. I treated headaches that way for a long time.
And?
Well, I finally got a headache, and I realized that whenever I was telling people who had headaches that those are fake, I was a fucking asshole.
Oh, shit, this hurts.
Oh, man, these are brutal.
But I did not get a headache for 32 years of my life. I got hungover, but then once I started, getting them, I was like, oh my God. Because for a long time, I have friends that get headaches. I'm like, they're not real. Just act like they're not real and you won't get them.
Drink water.
Stop being such a soft.
Yeah.
What are we doing? It's just, you're dehydrated or whatever. Then I finally got one. I was like, I apologize.
Yeah. Had a long list of people to text.
32 years without a headache is a hell of a run.
Thank you. I would get a headache, but it was just because I was either hungover or something. I don't think I fully knew what a headache was. I thought I just automatically earned whatever I got.
Sure.
But then I got a no reason headache, if that makes sense. Like out of nowhere, I got a headache, and I was like, this is what you guys do? Oh, yeah, out of nowhere, it just pops up right behind your eye. You can't fucking do it. I'm like, this is terrible. I'm going to take a knife to my head. They're like, yeah, you were telling me it wasn't real. Fucking hell, I'm like, that's on me. That's on me. But to be clear, you might have talked me into believing that they are real, and that's why it's here.
True.
Has that been debunked? I'm not sure yet, but I do apologize to everybody that said that headaches are fake. But I think with what we're going to talk about, there's going to be a lot of freezing cold takes about this show.
Oh, no.
We're back in 45 seconds for hour 3. Yeah, we got to talk about COVID, maybe.
No.
We're back. We're back. 30 seconds. We'll be back.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 3 with some potential breaking news to lead it off. We'll begin immediately following this beat drop from 20. That is right. There is some potential breaking news that none of us want to say or hear. After a successful UFC 264, where I don't believe ESPN was trending for having outages or not being able to have enough people on the platform, feels like this was their first really tech glitch free UFC with the ESPN.
Clean broadcast.
Should go to be talked about there, should be noted because of all the negativity that is potentially there, but there seems to be a lot less free streams out there as well.
Yeah.
Dana has taken aim at all of that. UFC 264 from Sugar Sean all the way through Dustin Poirier, and that gruesome injury at the end could have ended better, but feel like it was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Dana White at his post-event press conference said one sentence that really rattled us all right to our core.
Yeah.
Dana White said he thinks that there's another sports shutdown potentially on its way with COVID.
No!
And is this the Delta strain? Maybe. I don't know enough about it. And he said the UFC won't stop, though. Don't you worry about it. So I don't know if he said this just to put over the UFC and bury everybody else, which would be good promotion. Dana White, though, thinks sports in the U.S. could shut down again due to COVID. However, the UFC will not. Just like he had planned the last time this stopped, he got an island. He was going to make things happen. Mm-hmm. He says that ESPN and Disney didn't allow him to continue to go on. But that statement right there, why is Dana saying it? You have to think that Dana probably knows things that we don't know. We've been dancing on the grave of COVID.
Yeah.
For a long time now. We predicted its death long before it actually died.
Yep.
We Babe Ruthed it from the batter's box.
Yep.
We said, hey, when somebody says this is going to happen in a month from now and it's something that is victorious, it is something post-COVID-like, we started celebrating because we needed to find something, to find a little bit of happiness, to find a little bit of joy, to see the light at the end of this absolutely devastating COVID tunnel. We started pushing, hey, we beat COVID. We need to understand that although we all had to battle and we lost a lot of incredible humans to this thing and the world stopped and we changed and there's going to be a lot of issues with people long term because they were locked in their houses for a long time, our fight was a fight that was worth it. It was a good fight. We started saying, hey, good news. We beat COVID. We had other people say it.
Hell yeah.
We celebrated it. As more news continue to roll out, NFL stadiums will be full by fall. We beat COVID. Yeah! UFC's in Jacksonville, full arena. We beat COVID. Yeah! Texas Rangers somehow got 40,000 people to watch baseball in one stadium. We beat COVID. Mask mandates were lifted in every single state and city, even the ones that were locked down the absolute most. Rates started dropping. Death rates continued to somehow fall, even though they were already very, very, very small. It felt as if all signs were pointing towards us as a legion of humans from one side of this globe all the way around. I'm not saying it's a flat, to the other. We beat COVID. Yeah! The fuck is Dana White talking about?
I know.
God, no fans in Tokyo for the Olympics.
Oh my God.
Dana White feels like sports are going to shut down again. What is happening? We beat COVID, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Dana's.
We beat COVID, right?
Yeah.
Did we not?
You know what Dana's doing.
What?
He knows that in about a month, his little organization's going to be an afterthought.
Oh, my God.
When the NFL comes back. So he's trying to shut down sports and the NFL so that he remains relevant.
Okay.
Sorry, Dana. The King's coming back in a month. Deal with it.
All right. The opinion of Diggs does not reflect that of the rest of the people that are on microphones currently, but I hope that's the case, and I hope it's not, that we're getting back into a place that none of us want to go, and I feel like will be impossible to get to with families who have children that have been inside the house. But hey, we'll ride the wave as we go. We will continue to be the dumb monkeys on the screen, making you laugh, hopefully, and covering the things that need to be covered. And hopefully those things are us beating COVID and sports being all the way back. Don't love what Dana just said. Joining us now is maybe a man who has some inside information on the league that Diggs just referenced right there. You know him from his incredible show that is currently on hiatus and is for the foreseeable future, Rap Sheet and Friends. You know him as an insider from the NFL Network and the NFL as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport. Yeah! Fresh off the course, how'd you do? How'd you play today? Did you play good golf today or no?
I was going real good until about midway through 18. Then I went OB and things were not good. Played a tough course, shot 91. Can't say I'm not happy, but it is what it is. We'll play again tomorrow.
Hey, you left it all out there, though.
Attaboy, Ian.
I'm happy you're just playing golf all the time while we're working. Classic story, but let's dive into some of the stories. You just heard everything we just did there, and I apologize for making you wait a minute or two, because as we were getting into it and deeper into it, my brain realized that we might have been dancing on a grave that hadn't been fully buried yet. And I don't like to think that we overreact, but everything I'd been hearing from Roger Goodell in his Super Bowl press conference, owners' meetings, press conferences with his doctor and the things he knows, talking about full stadiums in the fall, and now we're all there. Is there a glimmer or a thought that there's potentially going to be no football full stadiums in the fall? And why is Dana saying that, you think?
Yeah, I would say this. From everything I've heard, you are right. So, congratulations.
Yeah! Yes! There's going to be stories told about the fight that humans had against this goddamn 19 Mr. COVID. I want to let you know that we got into the ring and we took some Hey, we Mutino'd for a while.
That's right.
All right, we ate 200 to 300 punches right to the face. Herb Dean didn't call it. We were locked down. We were trapped. We were pinned down by a virus, and we fucking came out the other side of it. We lost a lot of fucking great people.
True.
We went through some tough times, hard times. We're talking hard times. But here we are, Monday, July 12th, saying the same thing we were saying Monday, April 12th. We beat COVID, reigning fucking champs. Okay.
Yeah.
Ian, it feels like you know less than us, though. You've been golfing every day. What do you know?
Well, the phones work. I got gloves that allow me to text when I can.
Gloves? You wear
without
both?
taking my glove off.
Hey, do you wear both hands gloves?
No, give me a break.
Okay, I didn't know.
Fair question.
Even,
you say gloves?
Not a fair question. Even in the rain, I only wear one glove on the left hand. I don't even mess around with two gloves in the rain. So,
okay,
whatever.
Well, hey, listen, I just didn't know. I didn't know. There's some people out there that golf with two gloves on, and they're an interesting people. Let's talk though about what's going on in the NFL right now. What are the stories? What are the things we should keep updated on? What should we think about here on this Monday here?
I kind of want to answer your first thing about Dana White first, though. Like, is there actually a possibility of a shutdown? And I would say this. Some of this does hinge on how many players actually get vaccinated. The numbers are pretty good and getting better, and I'm going to be really curious to see as we get closer to training camp and then into training camp, how many teams are at 85%, because the rules are so drastically different for players who are vaccinated compared to players who are unvaccinated. I mean, from, there's no daily test if you're vaccinated. You can go home during your bye week. You can go to Jamaica during your bye week or whatever people do. If you're unvaccinated, you have to test every day at the facility. You cannot leave town. Like, the differences are so great that I feel like more and more players are going to get vaccinated. And if you have a group of, 85 to 90 or more percent players who are vaccinated, almost all coaches and tier 1 personnel people are vaccinated. So if you have almost everyone protected, there wasn't even a shutdown at the height of COVID.
Chris Paul.
So I don't see anything like that coming. I mean, to me, the hope is, based on all the work the NFL and its doctors and the NFLPA doctors have done, it should look very, very normal in 2021.
Okay, that's great news. Now, I will say to you, while you've been on a golf course living this fantasy life, in the real world, from what I've been told, because they've made their way into my timeline while I've been trying to live my fantasy life that I live. Right. I guess there are now booster shots being talked about for some of these vaccines. There's a different variant. There's all this other shit. I mean, who knows how this goes? We need football, though, Ian. So whenever you're mediating for the information from whoever, let them know we need football and we need them to beat COVID once again. Now, by the way, we beat COVID. I'm just, don't even tell me anything different. Ian, there's a couple stories bouncing around the NFL right now. One of them is the Washington football team. They have a massive decision that has to be made. Jason Wright has been on the show a couple times. Hopefully he'll be on again here in the next few days. How is that whole thing going? Are they going to pick a new name soon, later? And what happens when everybody hates it? They know that's going to happen, right? They know that there is about 100% chance that everybody's going to hate it, and it's not till 5-10 years down the road. Rebranding is a massive decision, Ian.
I mean, it's like every time a website changes its cover, everybody goes crazy because you don't know how it works. And then like 2 days later, you're like, okay, I guess this actually is a little bit easier. So, of course, everyone's going to hate it at the beginning. We learned today, kind of an interesting tidbit, I thought. They're not going to be the Warriors, which would sort of seem to be a little bit of a compromise, right? It's not necessarily Native American or indigenous people, but if you want to see it that way, you could, theoretically. Might that sort of be like a halfway between the people who want to embrace the past of the Washington football team and the people who want to embrace the future?
Hold on. So Warrior,
it's not going to be Warriors.
So Warrior,
definitely not.
Warrior is a potential Native American thing. Is that what they're saying?
They're saying it's a slippery slope. That was the word that Jason Wright used, and he doesn't want to kind of go down the. No offense
to the Native Americans. No offense to Native Americans. Absolutely love Native Americans. Okay, I have friends. I've got to give the whole thing, but I don't know if even they feel as if they got a monopoly on the word Warriors, right? I don't think that is. But I could see where Jason potentially just wants to stay away. Is that kind of the thought?
Yeah, and it's going to be the name is going to be new. I mean, it really is going to be sort of a new beginning. The colors are going to be the same, but the logo is going to be different, and the name is going to be different. It's kind of a way to, I think for the organization, they've been battling a lot of self-created problems over the past year or so, and I think this is a great way to symbolically start completely new in a way that they have done so inside their building as well.
Bury the football.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's bury
essentially, yes.
Jason Wright's done a great job. I can't wait to see what name they go with. There are so many different, because they could hire as many firms and focus groups as they want. Every name is going to have positives, and I mean there is so much.
Do you have a guess?
No, because I actually put in the DCFC name. I wanted the DCFC name that ended up being a part of their poll on do you like this type of name or not type of name. And when we talked to Jason Wright about that when they put the poll out, because this was a massive conversation, this doesn't happen a lot. An NFL team is changing names. Unless there's an expansion, I mean, this is a big deal. This is a huge deal or whatever. So when they put that out, I asked him, are these the names that are potential? And he said, maybe, but mostly that poll they did with those names kind of gave them a direction on what people hated, what they didn't hate, and kind of whittle out some opportunities. It's a big process. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, while he was on the golf course, said, I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this week and then get back to working out and figure things out in a couple weeks. At this point, we know Aaron is in incredible shape. Okay?
Yeah.
He's in incredible shape. He looked great at the match. He threw a ball 150 yards into a pontoon guy's gullet, basically.
I mean, ridiculous.
Crow hops into this thing. He's in great shape. He said he's going to continue working out and then figure this out in the next couple weeks, which he has to do because training camp is in a couple weeks. What are you hearing? Do you know just as much as us at this point, or is there actually information to be known?
First of all, he is in good shape. His arm is still great. He's a good golfer. I mean, he's like apparently a 4.5 handicap. That means he could go out and, break par and so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah. Hey, Ian, he ain't scoring 91 like you on some shithole course.
Aaron Rodgers.
All right, Ian, he's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
This is Aaron Rodgers.
This is fair.
Yeah, that's and by the way, he sandbagged to the match. He said, I hadn't been playing. He very clearly had been hitting balls.
Lies.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's great.
By the way, I'm all about that. But
yeah, as far as kind of what's going on, obviously nothing imminent because training camp's not starting for another couple weeks. I thought his use of language, Aaron Rodgers is very, very specific, right? Like when he does interviews, whether it's his kind of thoughtful mode post game or whether he did the Kenny Mayne thing and he thanked and, embraced everyone except Brian Gutekunst, but he did say, Matt LaFleur's a great guy and everything he does is very specific. For him to say the other day, like he did, I think it was kind of right off the course, spend the next couple weeks and figure it out, was interesting to me because it made me think there is something to figure out rather than I want out, rather than we'll see where I'll be, rather than find a new home. We'll figure it out. At least made me think he's leaning toward all right, there's clearly an option staying that makes sense. So his use of language is very specific, and I kind of took note of that.
Ian, that's a big deal right there, the way you dive into the linguistics of it all. That is true. Figure it out. Is he talking about, maybe not just Gutekunst, by the way. And once again, I know less than everybody else. He and I are not like that, and I do not want to put myself in a position to say something compromising about him and then him not be happy with me or whatever. So I've kind of stayed out of this. AJ's going to have to talk. He was supposed to be here today, but he's been with him yet again. And, I wonder if Aaron, and we'll ask AJ tomorrow. He's supposed to be here today. We'll ask him. We thought he was going to be here today.
Right.
He's supposed to do whatever the hell he wants to do. But did AJ, Aaron, and people he hasn't been around in some time since the Kentucky Derby, and have they sat down? Is there maybe a figure it out situation happening with all parties right now? Both Aaron, friends, business, Packers. I mean, let's figure it out is a fascinating thing whenever you break down the fact that he is incredibly intelligent and there is a reason behind everything he says. So that's going to feel pretty good. Ty, he's going to be a Packer, maybe.
Wow. Yeah.
Is AJ in there smoking cigars saying, we can figure this out, can't we? Is AJ in there?
Your swords away.
Is this what's going on, Ty? I wonder.
Well, I assume at this point, because what options do they have? Either he comes back. They're not going to trade him, so it's either he comes back and plays.
Do we know that for sure?
I mean, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any way that they trade him. I really don't. I couldn't even make sense of the compensation at all that would make an Aaron Rodgers trade make sense. I mean, it would just be hard for me to fathom.
We did some fantasy booking on this show about the Niners and who they would have to give up, and Niners fans started coming up and saying, we ain't going to trade those people. It's like, that's what we're talking about. Like, nobody. Exactly. It's going to be very difficult to make it worth it for the Packers, but if Aaron doesn't want to go, like, what happens? Who knows? Jordan Love, Mulligata said, has been absolutely balling out alongside Deshaun Watson and Justin Fields. Have you heard anything out of that camp, out of that workout? And obviously, we'll talk about Jordan Love if you want. We'll talk about Justin Fields if you want. Go Bears. He's going to camp, today, or if he's going there early. Mm-hmm. Deshaun Watson, though, Mulligata still has him around everybody else. That seems like an interesting business decision if Mulligata was under the thought process that something was potentially going to be terrible for Deshaun, right? Or am I reading into that too much?
It's sort of similar to like Aaron Rodgers. Like, nothing is by mistake, right? Like, if you wanted to, it's social media, so like, not that I would ever do this, but some people, when they take pictures on Instagram, make it look better than what it actually is. Like, they improve their life on just social media, so people think that things are great when in reality they're not as great. Something that people do. So if you wanted to edit Deshaun Watson out of Instagram, you definitely could do it. Clearly, he has been working out a lot. He's been throwing. He's been kind of getting more into the spotlight, I would say. Mulligata, his longtime agent who reps all of those guys, has had Deshaun around. I mean, that's a guy, Deshaun is a guy they look up to. He's been training with them, and he has been, I would say, more active on social media, maybe a sign that he's kind of ready to get back to work as well. A lot to get figured out in a short amount of time, but, obviously his intention is to kind of play football and get right back into it.
So I think my respect level for Mulligata is so high that he would not have Deshaun around Justin Love, Jordan Love, or Justin Fields if there wasn't some positive, I don't know, just that's me reading into it too deep. I don't know why you would want to associate with a potential 20-some, if it was, I just think for me, that feels like business-wise, or maybe Mulligata's like, hey, you're my guy until you're not. We'll figure it all out as we go. I'm not 100% sure, but that is July 12th for you in the NFL.
Yeah, right.
What do you have, Connor?
Yeah, Rap Sheet. Is there any word from the Chiefs as to what they're expecting with Frank Clark? And also, will they jump back into free agency to try and replace him if they do end up losing him for the season?
I mean, first of all, with Frank Clark, edge rush, they have had Melvin Ingram in for a visit. It was about a month or so ago. So usually when you have a veteran like that who wants, real money in for a visit and you don't sign, that's a guy you revisit kind of before camp. If Frank Clark is off the field for dealing with far, far more serious issues like 2 gun charges, including having an Uzi in his gym bag.
In California.
Right. And I haven't done all of the work, but it doesn't sound like there's a lot of wiggle room when it comes to the gun laws there.
That's like Plex, right? That's like Plexico whenever he shot himself. He shot himself. He was the victim of his own gunshot, and they're like, oh, that means you have a gun on you. Bang, you're going to jail. I mean, there's some serious law. That's New York, obviously. California's different. But there are some serious gun laws in those states, right?
Yeah. And, it's not like they care whether or not Frank Clark can rush the passer or not.
Which he can.
Oh, yeah.
Which he can. The law is a law. So I'm curious to see how quickly that goes. I mean, the charge is extremely serious. I don't know enough about what options he might have to avoid jail time, but I do know that, obviously this is something the NFL is looking at very seriously. And, we'll see about his availability for the start of the season and beyond. There's just, at this point, there's way more uncertainty than there is certainty for Frank Clark and for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Off the field wise with Frank Clark, and I said this whenever we found out about the Uzi incident, why does he feel like he has to have that is a number one question I think we should have as a, hey, why are 2 different gun charges in a couple months period, and he was strapped. Why? Who? How's this going? That doesn't sound good, though, for Chiefs or Frank Clark. T's and P's, we hope everything ends up all right and nobody ends up hurt. What do you have, Ty?
Ian, for a while there, I think the Packers were talking about making Devontae Adams the highest paid wide receiver and talking about doing a deal with him. Him re-signing, do you think that's entirely dependent on whether or not Rodgers comes back?
Yes, I would be. Crazy things have happened, so I hate saying it like this, but I would be really surprised if Davante Adams signs before Aaron Rodgers. Like I know he likes Green Bay. He's been pretty successful. He likes his quarterback, as I think everybody does. I know the Packers. Davante Adams is definitely someone the Packers would like to extend. I haven't heard any traction there as far as I haven't heard any progress about a new deal for Davante Adams, but I don't see him or maybe anyone. Like, I don't see any Packers deal before Aaron Rodgers. It would make no sense. So if Rodgers does, in fact, get a new contract that kind of makes this situation salvageable and something they can deal with, then they look to their next, who would be Davante Adams. Like, all right, we got your quarterback. Now let's really talk, and we'll see if they can do it kind of before the start of the season. Although the Packers do deals at all times. They did Bakhtiari like middle of the season last year, so if they don't get it done before the season, I'm sure they'll continue talking because he will be deserving of every penny that he gets.
Have they thought about a potential extension or raise for Takatari after what he did for the Milwaukee Bucks and guaranteeing a non-sweep in the finals of the Bucks in Milwaukee last night alongside old Dana Beers and Mr. Takatari on the Jumbotron? Have the Packers thought about maybe giving him a life-term deal?
I mean, they gave him so much money. Can I just tell you?
At that game, let's fucking go.
So good. Bakhtiari is the greatest. Like, he really is. Being a star offensive lineman is awesome because you really, once you're sort of set for life and you know that, like, there's nobody better, you can just do whatever you want. Like, wouldn't we all like to do that?
Yeah,
right?
But Ian, you can't chug a beer, let alone two of them. Though. Ian, can you do what crazy Carl Takatari's doing right here? Can you?
Can I?
Then they win. No, is that a coincidence? By 20.
Right.
By 20, by the way. Ian, you can't chug a beer, Ian.
I can chug a beer. I can't do the thing where you just open your throat and dump it down. It takes me like a little bit, but I can chug one. Now, I will say this.
I can get the liquid down.
I've been nothing but honest with you. I always will be. If my wife and I had a beer chugging contest, it would be close.
Wow. Yeah, I don't doubt that. You're Ian Rappaport, dude. Nobody thinks to themselves, you know what? Ian's wife can't out-chug him. Right. You know what I mean? Like, nobody.
What?
Yeah, you didn't deserve that, but I mean, it's real. I think if I was asked,
you're not wrong.
I think if I was presented the question, let's say it was the College Bowl and Peyton was reading it with Cooper there. And the question is, who can chug a beer faster, Ian Rappaport or Ian Rappaport's wife? I would immediately say Ian Rappaport's wife.
Yes. She dust him.
Everybody would say that. It would be B.
It would be close. She wouldn't dust me. It'd be close, but.
So she'd win.
I doubt it. She's probably not going OB on 18 either. If I had Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now live from his vacation, we appreciate you, Ian Rappaport.
Yeah,
My tweet about that was real. Please be nice to your beer chugging friend that you have in your group. Every group potentially has one. There are levels to it, obviously, and your beer chugging friend will get called out by another beer chugging friend of another group. That is something that happens. I was the beer chugging friend of our group. I lost one time basically in my life. It was against a homeless looking man, hippie down in Jacksonville, Gator Bowl weekend. Yeah, ended up having to buy that guy 20 beers or something like that because he was offering to buy basically half of the West Virginia Mountaineer team that was with me in the bar, all of our drinks. He gave how about this, gentlemen?
Wow.
Classic, by the way. Have been in this situation before since I'm a teenager in Canada. I've been in this situation before. If any one of you can finish a beer faster than me, I'll pay for all your drinks. And my teammates were like, we got a guy.
Okay.
We got a guy. So I come waltzing in, excited. By the way, I have been in this game before. And normally, if they're a very good chugger, what happens is a cheers happens, and then that person will watch you, right? And normally, I would cheers people, then I would watch the person to see, and it is a little bit of a shit talking, but you need to know quickly whether or not this person's going to delete it or not. So it's like a little bit of a feel, and then once the person starts like drinking it, like Ian says, or other chuggers that can't really do it, you like kind of sit there for a little bit, and then you just make that son of a bitch go. So I was planning on doing that with this guy. He did the same thing to me, and I was like, oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys were both
We did a cheers table sat and looked at each other, and it was like, oh no. Hey, my roommate Reed was with me, okay, and Reed goes, oh no. Reed goes, oh no. Okay, Reed is very excited this time, and me too. By the way, that was the first time I rarely ever had like a. Oh, no. Now, there was a kid that beat me, I think, somewhere, but they had me chugging a 16-ouncer or something like that. I mean, that's...
A little different.
And it was kind of end of my career, too, of chugging. I mean, it was kind of towards the end of my thing. But when I was in my chugging run, I mean, we're talking like I'd put down 30 people a night. Like, not even, like, to sleep 30 people a night because I had a little bit of an asshole. You know, like if somebody's going to call me out, I'm not going to let that person leave thinking that they either beat me or that I backed down. And everybody would tell that story, whether I was at West Virginia at a place or if I was back in Pittsburgh partying, people knew me enough like, I didn't want anybody to say I buried McAfee. I took a lot of pride. I grew up watching, obviously, Ziggy Zoggy, oi, oi, oi guy on the Man Show where he would just delete him. And I couldn't do what he could do, but I was pretty good at the beer chug. And I could do it in volume. You know, I could do it in volume, which led to me getting into more trouble because the NFL actually said I should have puked the night I was arrested. The fact that I didn't told them that I potentially had a little bit more of a problem. Yeah, so it ended up biting me in the ass, but it was because of the amount of chugging I did. Down in Jacksonville, that guy, when he waited for me, I potentially knew I was in trouble. And then he Ziggy Zoggy, oi, that thing, and just turned it right upside down and sucked it out of the cup, basically.
Jeez.
And I didn't even really
You didn't even go.
I mean, that's that guy's full-time job doing that. The people coming down there.
Yeah, and you would have thought that humbled me, but no. We went into the next bar and did it again. I had to get back on the W.
Motivated.
I had to get back into the win thing. But watching Takatari just bring that entire place to its feet. And Dana, whenever he's yugging beers everywhere, the amount of electricity it brings, the chugger of your group possesses a power. This is to lift any atmosphere. If they're a good chugger, I did it in Morocco with a thing of tea, and these people could not speak the same language as me, but it elevated everybody. I think it actually cut some tension in the basement of this carpet. Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things. So I would like the chuggers to maybe be treated much better by their friends. So if there is a chance that they potentially feel a little woozy or they're a little bit under the weather, let's not forget about the good times that they potentially brought as well. Like old Takatari Dana and Mr. Takatari did.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the back, especially because they're doing the God's work. You almost, had your whole team drinking for free because you're doing a chug-off.
Yeah, it wasn't the whole team. It was about half the team, but they all knew we were in trouble as soon as that guy did not put the drink to his mouth to watch me. I mean, it was I did that once with chocolate milk with Big Cat and PFT. We cheers chocolate milk, and I waited, and Big Cat's a good chugger. I did not know Big Cat was a good chugger. I did not have enough respect for his. I did not have enough respect. He fucking almost disappeared that thing as well. It was one of those situations where if you run into somebody and you do the weight, that can delete a beer. It can get ugly. But that's when you got to really. That's when the gullet's got to really
step it up.
Let that thing go. 30 beer. I think 30 is the record I had in one night. 30 of them. I can't do two back to back like he just did. And that's also like a 20 ouncer. That ain't my thing.
Big boy.
I am a beer guy. At 12 ounces, I'll make it disappear. Give me a solo cup. That thing will be gone. Yeah, I'm good. But what they do, that is too much beer. I would puke that thing up.
What do you think that guy in Jacksonville's doing right now?
He's dead.
Is he?
Really? Damn shame.
No, those guys don't die.
It's a shame because Jags are about to get good, too.
Yeah. Seriously.
They got a guy. There's no way he is still alive. I don't know when we played in the Gator Bowl down there. That is a long time ago. And if he is, God bless him, man. He was a gifted fella, that guy.
Well, and if I can see the guy in my, brain, I assume he's smoking 50 Cowboy Killers a day,
I wonder how they got to that point with the, because he was sitting by himself at the bar, and we were at said bar until we were able to get to this other thing we had to go to. So it was just kind of like a pop in.
Yeah.
I think somebody started talking to him, and it became like a full thing. But man, getting a call out from the back, like, hey, we got a guy, and I came running in.
Yeah. Boagrius!
What are we doing? What are we doing? I've said this before publicly, and I think it's real. I think the reason why me and Peyton were friends is because he saw me erase a beer, and I was like, the funny beer drinking guy.
I can use this guy.
This guy.
He's the punter. Let's go.
Guy. We need this guy. We need this guy. Yeah, it was good. Now, obviously, one night you do it a little bit too much. Bye week.
That'll happen.
I mean, I guess, everyone's...
didn't have a game on Sunday. Come on.
Well, and he never said, to you, like, hey, our idiot punter went out and got liquored up like he did Vanderjack.
No, but boy, everybody remembers it as if it was me. It was not, because the actual opposite happened. Peyton is actually one on my side, Napoleon, and he probably, Bill, I've seen this guy.
I like this guy.
Listen, he brings I understand he was drunk, and he did tell by the way, he told the cops, I'm probably pretty drunk right now. The people he was around though had a good time. I've been there, Bill. Listen, it is a blast. I was at a University of Tennessee event. Ooh. And at one point, I think I remember eliminating a beer in front of Pat, the rest in peace, incredibly cool
Pat Summit.
Pat Summit. Bruce Pearl was there, I believe, at the time. Yeah, Bruce Pearl was there. I think the governor of Tennessee was there at some time. Obviously, there was a Manning or two there. And I'm just sitting there turning around. What's going on, everybody? Like, hey, Pat, what's going on? I'm like, well, here's to us, huh? Wham! And then the whole place just clap, laugh, move, let's move along. It is. I mean, it's the easiest party trick of all time if you can do it. I started with Gatorades as a child. I used to just get rid of Gatorades because I was a sweater. So I just wanted to get it in there and get
those electrolytes.
Turns out.
Then I just moved right into beer,
Yeah, it's perfect.
It was a good run. There's a guy named, he's a football coach right now. I don't know where he's coaching. He's bouncing around a little bit. And he probably doesn't love that I'm going to say this, but he was one of the most impressive fuckers I've ever seen. Herb Hand. He's currently an offensive line coach somewhere in college football. Those players for him need to realize, I don't know if he's still doing this or what he's got going on. If he wanted to, he could drink the entire Gatorade thing that's cooler, and he could just dump that thing right into his mouth if he wanted to. He's probably buried that behind him now, but if he wanted to, he could grab that entire thing and chug it quicker than anybody. He was one of the most impressive. I'll put him right on the level with that goddamn the hippie in Jacksonville and the Ziggy Zoggy guy.
He's at UCF, so maybe those two run into each other.
UCF, is that in Orlando?
It's in Florida, so
I think it's in
close enough.
I think it's in Orlando, not Jacksonville.
Yeah, I don't think it's in Jacksonville.
Anyways, beer chugging's awesome. Okay, there's too much. I had to retire the chug because I can't do it anymore. You know, the body. But also, there's a lot of, hey, let's chug. And if you're the type of person who doesn't ever like to, disappoint or turn somebody down, it becomes tough.
Yeah.
Retired it, but still got it. Still in the arsenal for sure.
I don't know if it's as good as it once was, but it can be good once as it ever was if it had to.
There it is.
Well said.
Let's get to a break. We're back in 4 minutes. 1-833-4-McAfee. Go ahead and buzz the 5-hour energy phone lines. Can't wait to chat with you. We'll see you then. Thank you. I'll tell you what, it was pretty cool. Roger Goodell gave me a big hug beforehand, too, so that's good, sir. Thank you so much. Shane, you drinking? Yeah. Cheers to you, man. That was a good one. That was good. That was good. I feel like it went pretty good. Oh, look at the phone. I'm not the smartest guy. I mean, we did hammer FanDuel for a lot of money in our predictions today, but why'd they bring the best players in with 2 minutes left and then they're going to throw them into a PK if they miss? They're going to be hated by the country forever.
They're cold.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Glory for Italy.
You have got to experience so many things, both as a businessman, off the field, and on the field. Is there a moment when I ask this question that pops your mind, like, what's the craziest shit you've ever seen in your entire life? Because there was a time there where it felt like you were just getting dropped into insane situations and the world was like watching you do things. Man vs. Wild, you and that Bear Grylls guy, fucking electric. That was maybe the most electric shit I've ever seen. Is there anything that you think of whenever you think, like, what's the most ridiculous thing you've been a part of?
Probably some of the most ridiculous shit I ever been a part of was, I had got the restaurant which I'm in right now, and when we first got it, I would come in here and I would clean up and go outside in the front, sweep up, make sure everything looked nice and shit. And one morning I got up here and I noticed, like, damn, this is a funky ass smell. And I looked, to the side of my front door, and it's a big ass pile of shit. And I'm talking about human shit.
Yeah,
and it's right on the side of the door. So I'm like, somebody done came and popped the shit right in front of the door. Like, oh, this shit is crazy. Like, I can't be in here serving food. Motherfucker come walk in and they smelling straight ass cheeks when they come in there. Like, I don't think that's the restaurant I need to eat in. So, man, I get the water hose and I'm hosing it down. And, I see, we got a couple, dolphins that usually walk back up in front. Hey, man, did you do this? Like, oh, no. So, one of them owned up to it. I said, man, check it out. So you don't do this no more. Look, you come by here, we get you we get you a broom and you help us, we help you. You feel me? And we put together a little I put a proposition together for him, and I ain't cleaning up shit no more.
It's a win-win. It's a win for everybody on that one. Hey, one of your former teammates. Yeah, hey, everybody wins. You're helping the people, man. That's awesome. That's why people love you. But hey,
one of them owned up to it. Just a line of questioning. The line of questioning.
His name was Willie owned up to. Matter of fact, he just left out. He saying sweeping up. He like, hey, what's up? Oh boy, I've been looking for you. You feel? Okay. Yeah, we bust down together up in the.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
From the hills of Humboldt County and into the streets of Denver, Colorado, the Canadips boys are doing an all-star game takeover. They have secured tickets to the Home Run Derby and are giddy to see Swoletawny unload out of course. Come say hi to them if you're in Denver. You can't miss the 20-foot flag in Lot A. Canadips is doing a friendly competition. Place any order size today and today only, and in the notes, put who will win the Home Run Derby. If correct, Canadips will throw in 5 free cans on top of your order. That's right, a $50 value for guessing the winner in the notes section when you go to CanadipsCBD.com and order using code LIPBOOMERS, which will give you 20% off, and type the winning hitter in the notes. Cutoff time is the first pitch. You could win 5 free cans on top of your order. Shout out to Canadips CBD, which is a pouch that doesn't have any of the terrible tobacco nicotine problems. This is CBD pouches that feel like the real thing. Ain't that right, Tom?
Absolutely. Packs punch, feels like a real chaw.
And it spits like a real chaw.
Spits like a real chaw, doesn't have any of the harmful stuff.
Now is the time to dip on tobacco.
Nice.
And dive into an alternative that feels like the real thing at CanadipsCBD.com. Use promo code LIPBOOMERS and get 20% off, and type the winning hitter in the notes, and you could win 5 free cans on top of it. So you go to CanadipsCBD.com or Canadips.com, CANNADIPS.com, promo code LIPBOOMERS, type in Ohtani in the notes section. Okay. You get 5 free cans on top.
Wow, pretty sweet.
Also, Canadips is making a bold prediction. Matt Olson, they say, will be winning the Derby, a dark horse from Oakland. Look out.
Nobody wants to see Matt Olson.
They got to do
the
that
Derby.
because California.
Sure.
They got to do their thing.
He can hit the ball.
Let's talk about baseball here. Shohei Ohtani tonight about to win the Home Run Derby for the first time. He will also tomorrow night lead off, hit, and pitch, be the starting pitcher.
Yeah. Wow.
So what we're about to enter into here is a 2-day Ohtani fest on ESPN. What you're about to lead into right now is a display of the greatest baseball player to ever play. A man that Jet Passan described as being somebody who's playing pro in 2 different sports.
Wow.
At least.
Yeah, because he can throw 100, he can hit 100. He's leading the bigs in homers while also being a starting pitcher and throwing gas. He was voted in by the fans and by his peers. Now we're getting a chance to experience Swolhey Showtawny.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And the time is now for us to embrace baseball. Just like soccer PKs happen and we enjoy it because it's all the action that we've been waiting on happens in one time frame. Home run derby tonight? This is everything you want in baseball.
That's right. Yes.
What are we at baseball parks for? To see the fucking dingers.
Boom.
What are we there for? We want to see big baseball whacker guys hit the ball so far we go, wow, that was awesome. Wow. Now, a good pitcher having a perfect game or whatever is also awesome, but it's not until the 4th or 5th inning that you realize why you're there. Oh, we're here watching a pitcher try to accomplish something that no other pitcher or not a lot of pitchers have ever accomplished. If a home run is hit in the 1st inning or the 9th inning or extra innings, it is electrifying. It is the PKs. It is red zone. It is everything you're looking for. Tonight, Shohei's going to hit 70 of them. The over-under on FanDuel for the longest home run hit is like 519 and a half feet. We're at Mile High in Denver. Shohei's looking more yoked than he's ever looked. Yeah. He's also battling against a lot of guys, I guess, who can hit balls far. Look for that over to hit. It's like +2 something, I think, on FanDuel. Let's make some money. The big story there right now about everything I just alluded to in the Shohei Ohtani show that is about to pop off here. And we're thankful that the Angels are allowing Show, and Show is wanting to not only do the home run derby, which a lot of people have opted out of because they think that it'll fuck up their game after the All-Star break, but also starting pitch, leadoff hit. There's a lot of reps on Shohei, and I think it's because the Angels and baseball know we got a guy. Everybody says, here's the guy.
Yes.
I'm not a baseball fan. I'm not on ESPN. There's the guy, I say. Stephen A, though, is trending right now. Stephen A. Hey, Stephen A is a man who I have a lot of respect for. I actually asked for Stephen A to join me in the video congratulating Aaron Rodgers on the MVP. I actually personally said, need to have Stephen A in here. You're talking about a guy who electrifies the television every single time he gets on it. He was dressed fantastic. He's private jetting around. He is the face of ESPN at this point. Today, he said something about Shohei Ohtani potentially being the number one guy that has pissed off everybody. And not people that are on Stephen A's side, not happy about what he said. People that are against Stephen A, not happy with what he said. He said he feels as if the number one guy in baseball can't be or shouldn't be or not good for the sport to be a guy who has to have a translator with him at all times. Obviously, that has caused massive uproar because I want to let everybody know I don't care what Shohei says. I don't care what the translator says. I don't care about any of that. I'm watching a specimen do something that I have never seen before that has, taken over baseball. I think that's all that matters. Stephen A is going to have to answer for what he had to say about it, but I don't think it's about any of that at all. If he can start cutting promos, cool. But what he does on the baseball diamond, 199 nights out of the year or whatever, I think is good enough for everybody at this point.
Yeah, who gives a shit about what he's saying? I mean, his play speaks for itself. That's why people are watching him, because he's hitting those high fastballs like 900 feet every single night. I mean, I'm really excited for this weekend. But again, to your point, when we talked
this week,
with passing, I can't believe that. I mean, and he wants to do it and everything, but the Angels, he's got a full load on his plate this week. I mean,
guys are exhausted after the home run derby if they go on to win it. There's actual time to rest in there. You're taking the biggest BP of your life, but double time and swinging as hard as you can every single time. I don't know baseball. I played professionally one time. Hitting is probably the most grueling. I mean, as fielding, probably not much. You guys just kind of hang out. Right? Pitching would kick, but that
exerts a lot of force.
Also, what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's doing that as well.
Yeah. He's got a massive workord though over the next 2 days. The Angels stink though, right?
I mean, they don't. I don't think they stink, but they're not going to make the playoffs. They're not great. But
how about the Angels? This is better for baseball. Let this fucking guy just go do his whole thing there.
Because their coach was pushing it. Madden was like, "Yeah, let him go, let him eat."
Well, because all the super baseball people say it's going to die off. He's going to die off. He's not going to be able to do both for as long as we all outside of baseball think he'll be able to, because this is an anomaly of a situation. The anomaly, Shohei Ohtani hitting dong. Yeah, it's real. But if it does have a shelf life, I like that Madden, Shohei's, everybody, hey, while we got this, enjoy the hell out of it. Because we get a chance to see it basically, every 4 nights or whatever. I'm pumped for Shohei. I'm pumped for how Stephen A has to handle this too, though. There's people calling for it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there's people calling for it right now.
For Stephen A, I don't care what language he's speaking. The language that we all know and love is 100-mile-an-hour fastballs and 450-foot bombs. Hell yeah. That's what Shohei speaks.
That's a universal language.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a universal language. Dong shots and fastballs.
Yeah.
Boom.
And Shohei, both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm pumped for tonight. What time's that thing start? 8?
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Coverage starts at 8, so.
8:30.
8:30. Okay.
Well, Jet Passing's got to get his shit in it. What?
True. Well, I was going to say, though, I don't know if he's hitting first. You don't want to get in a situation where you come at 8:30 and Shohei's already done.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah, Boom Boom Mancini too. You don't
Yeah,
want
I
to
saw that. Can we put look at this dude. He's got Soto in the first round. Shohei. That's going to be a battle, right?
Yeah,
Young
Soto hits bomb.
Hey, there's some fireworks there, huh? In the first round, Shohei gets past Soto somehow. He'll take on the winner of those two guys that are great baseball.
Pete
players.
Alonso, reigning
defending champ. Yeah.
What? Pete Alonso. He's a comedian from Saturday Night Live. Also hits absolute dingers, and he's going against
Salvi Perez.
Obviously, Salvi Perez. Maybe, yeah. Thank you. The maybe even then, I can't really. I mean, those are tough down there. And then you got Boom Boom Mancini taking on Olsen from Oakland, and then Mr. Story and Joey Gallo.
Trevor Story at home is interesting too. I think he's plus 750.
But is he only a home run hitter because he is in Denver all the time?
Well, and Joey Gallo only hits home runs or strikeouts. So he's pretty
I
much
like
made for
Yeah.
Yes, maybe we take
he was
Joey.
built for the home run derby.
Is this his first?
Yeah.
First time in the derby, yeah.
Are all these first timers in the Derby or no? Other than the guy that won.
Lonzo's won it, and
the rest are.
Yeah.
There's
They don't know what they don't know yet.
Oh.
Which might end up hurting them because do guys fade out at the end? Shohei's not going to fade out. Shohei's
See how big his arms are?
He's shredded.
By the way, great way to stand. I guess it looks a lot different when I do.
Good to know.
He is.
I had no idea he was that big.
I mean, look at those shoulders. Yoked. I mean, that's a good way to stand.
He's been in the gym.
I'm going to start standing like
Almost look fake.
It's good, yeah.
Oh, so that is how you stand.
Yeah, you guys should talk though. It's getting uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
No, not about this. Just
was watching the show. Dude.
No, yeah, let's go. Let's transition into another
Well,
topic.
I mean, how about that kid from the Junior Wimbledon?
Hey, we got a
We
guy.
got a guy.
Another guy.
Hey, we got a guy.
another guy.
Listen, we've been talking about this a lot. We've been talking about this a lot. The we got a guy situation is one that we love. When America has a guy, we get pumped. Pulisic, we got a guy.
Got a guy.
In soccer. Congratulations, world. America is now going to come take over. Pulisic, Reina, soccer, we got a guy, we got a team.
Boom.
Turns out in tennis, we had Andy Roddick, of
course.
And we have had the McEnroes. Way back in the day, we've had great tennis players. But I think for the first time, we won the Wimbledon. We won
Come
Wimbledon.
on!
Joker won the adult one. The junior one was done and won by New Jersey native Samir Banerjee.
Let's go.
This guy, when he gets on grass, you should see him on clay.
Oh, God.
He won on the grass at Wimbledon. You should see him on clay. We got a champ. We got a guy. Hey, congrats, Samir.
Hey, go, Samir. Way to go.
By the way, after tennis, they have the hug and the thing of your opponent.
Yeah.
Samir wasn't about to shit, which I like.
Let's go.
He did the hug, but it was very much a...
Where's my trophy?
Yes. Throwing balls in there, celebrate.
Let's go.
Let's go, Samir.
An entertainer.
Hey, let's go. Winning at Wimbledon, that's not normal, right, for us?
No.
For Americans to do?
Never happened.
Samir's not scared of the moment.
Nope.
Not scared at all.
That's massive.
Yeah, perfect age too. Where Joker's obviously still rolling, but a couple years here, those guys are going to be towards the twilight.
Nadal's going to be.
Exactly.
Boom. And now Samir's coming in.
In comes Samir. He may win every goddamn tournament.
Hey, and it's not just tennis, by the way, we got a guy. It's not just soccer that we got a guy. We've had the women in soccer forever.
Right.
Of course.
But anytime we say we got a guy, it's a big deal. Bicycling.
Yeah. Holy shit, I forgot.
That's right.
Cycling.
Bicycling.
Cycling. We
also known as bicycling.
Yeah,
bicycling.
Bicycling.
Hey, listen, in bicycling.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about pelotoning.
No.
We're talking about cycling.
On the
cycling. Hey, I'm psyched up about bicycling and cycling.
Hell yeah.
We got a guy.
Yes.
We got a guy.
The first American to wear the gold thing with the third stage of the Tour de France. Sepp Kuss, guys.
Let's go, Sepp.
Hey, listen, when you smoke that Sepp Kuss Kush, that's for the deep lungs.
Oh, yeah.
That's for the hard training. He ain't blood doping, okay? He doesn't have power in his wheels like people had, maybe done in the past from this country.
Nope.
Sepp Kuss is straight grit, hard work, and when his thighs wrap around that tiny little seat and he gets it going, everybody in the world knows America has got a guy again.
Yeah.
Congrats, Sepp.
Hey, attaboy, Sepp. Keep it going,
Absolute
Sepp.
machine.
So we won Wimbledon, Tour de France.
Boom.
The Concafa.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're back.
Let's go.
COVID. We're back.
Unfortunately, Sepp does have some work to do. Overall, he's in 50th. But congrats on the stage.
Hey,
win.
top 50.
He's wearing a yellow jersey today, isn't he?
Yeah.
Congrats on the stage win.
Hey, he put on Instagram him wearing what? A yellow jersey.
Yellow jersey, baby.
We haven't seen it in a long time.
That's right.
Too long.
That's good bicycling.
That is good bicycling.
Yeah, Sepp. Good bicycling, Sepp.
Au revoir, Sepp. Bon chance.
Bon chance.
Bon chance, Sepp. God, I was trying to roll through the. Stephen Torrey will be in for Chris Mad Dog Russo in 6 minutes. Chris Mad Dog Russo will be live from 5 to 7, I believe, maybe leading up to the Home Run Derby. Because Chris Mad Dog Russo, sports talk trailblazer, is also big in the baseball world. So Steve Torrey will be on the other side of this 6-minute break. Show will be great. Then Chris Mad Dog Russo. We'll be back tomorrow with a massive show celebrating Shohei Ohtani.
Hell yeah.
Nailed it. Right on time.
Yep. Boom.
Right on time.
How about that?
Hey, Stephen Hayes is going through right now.
He is in it, my friend.
I mean, what a stupid.
He was also kind of like all willy-nilly about the Nigerian team names because they beat the U.S. this weekend in a scrimmage kind of.
You mean he did like what people, not me, with like the Italian names? A lot of people were like, oh, hey, Puccini passes it over to
Locatelli.
There was a caller yesterday on the watch along who was talking like that. It was crazy. We had to hang up. We said, come on.
Really?
Yeah, it was wild.
It was a FaceTime in.
No, it was a caller. It was on the money line there.
Hey, they did say a series of the most Italian names I've ever heard in my life.
It was awesome.
Back to back to back to back.
Oh, yeah.
It was so cool.
It was unbelievable what you guys have done with your names. The amount of vowels you guys, way back in the day when you were in the boot or whatever, I guess 0.01% of me.
Yeah,
also,
you too.
Whatever was back there, whoever shot out, whatever, how many. 0.01%, by the way, that has to go a long way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is a long
Pompeii.
that is a long way back there.
Relax.
But when names were getting put together, what'd you guys do? You just jumped in like a ball pit and just grabbed every ball of vowels that you could get and fucking got out of there? How's it happen? These names are unbelievable.
Wild.
Unbelievable.
It's a language, dude. I mean, we want as a people to have the coolest names on earth.
Yeah.
DiGiulio was pretty good.
Marolo.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a run of Italian names in
Chiellini, I mean, I would love.
That's what I'm saying. There were some names on that Italian team yesterday that I was like, golly, look at those names.
Chiellini got away with murder yesterday.
Well, he's the one that grabbed the neck.
Yeah. He said sorry afterwards.
He did.
He apologized for
I didn't
You sons of bitches.
Hey.
And
Oh,
as
you
Zito
shined a laser pointer in anybody's eye or anything.
As Zito said, there's a spider on the guy's shoulder.
Ragdolled a
Grab
19-year-old kid, dude.
Hey, listen, that child should have been on the field. He didn't want to get saved from a spider attack like that.
That's right.
Hey, Puncini?
Oh, yeah. Puncini was playing.
Oh, yeah.
Puncini was in the zone.
What are you?
Ponton.
He was. What? We all watched the game.
Dude, it was
Puncini
hard to
doing
know. There was 7 names that just sounded the exact same there. There was a lot of Eenies on that team.
A lot of Eenies in
A lot of
there.
Eenies on that team. Is that from a part of Italy?
Enie's more. If you're an Enie, you're automatically athletic.
Okay, so that makes sense. Because in Holland, there's like is like from or something. So it's like, or Van. So Ruud van Nistelrooy. There is something where like Van means something, right? In some names, it means like from or whatever. Do the Italians have that? Like, okay, if it ends in Giulia, you're from this.
Most of the athletes come from Southern.
In the Eenies own a town down there or something? Jeez, Louise.
Where are the Ellies? There's a few Ellies.
Yeah, please
as
bring
well.
up the rosters, Eat, so we can really dive in on this thing. Okay, so obviously goalkeeper go Jean-Louis.
Wow. Well, it's also Gigi Buffon, Gigi Donnarumma.
Well, and Jean-Louis is Gigi Buffon's first name Jean-Luigi?
Yes.
Why did you not call him that? I wasn't Italian then. All right, I didn't know. I didn't know I was Italian then.
You have to have that first name to be the Italian goalkeeper.
Okay, good. Hey, by the way, hell of a game. And then you got Francesco Acerbi, Alessandro Bastoni, Leonardo Bonucci, Giorgio Cellini. Here we go. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, Emerson Palmieri. Hey, we have some Palmieris.
Yeah, we did.
We have some Palmieris that made their way back.
Raphael.
Alessandro Florenzi, Leonardo Spinazzola.
Spinazzola.
Rafael Toloi, Nicolo Barella, Brian Cristante, Jorginho.
One name. That's
Jorginho,
sweet.
I guess. Jorginho.
Yeah.
Manuel Locatelli, Lorenzo Pellegrini. Well, we got a Pellegrini, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the,
water.
By the way, the Pellegrini, that was the Pellegrini, wasn't it?
Yes, but
Probably similar.
yeah.
Same route.
Yeah, he beat the fuck out of you, too.
Oh, probably, yeah.
No,
No,
not
no.
just you. I'm talking. He should have been a UFC fighter, I think. We had two guys from our school, great wrestlers, but also enjoyed fighting people.
Yeah.
And that was before UFC was really like a thing. I think that would.
It was not celebrated. It was more fun. Like they.
Yeah, we got kicked out of a couple places.
Yeah.
I hung out with them 2 summers, and I'll tell you what, I ain't never been in a couple.
Cracking a lot of skulls.
Yeah, it was unbelievable to watch. We're down there at Sandcastle, just trying to go down some water slides. Some like 45-year-old cut us off. That guy had no idea. You got a problem, pal? And we're like 14 or whatever, 15 maybe. That guy thought he was something. He probably affliction bathing suit.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
He caught a 10.
He got knocked out.
He caught a 10-piece before we could even get to the next flight of stairs to get up to the water slide, and then people just walked over this guy.
Jeez.
I was like, you guys should be professionals, eh? This is unbelievable, just cleaning house. And then obviously the forwards, you got Bellotti, Berari, Bernard Eschi, Chiesa, Immobile. That guy's good.
Immobile.
Insigne and Raspadori.
Tell you what, if I ever have a kid, I'm just going to print out the roster and give it to my wife. Pick one of these names. There's your choices.
Hey, if it's not John Luigi,
Oh, yeah.
Need that.
we need a John Luigi DeGilia.
Yeah. GG
Easy. I
Diggs.
got dibs on that one.
Put them in that.
You're going John Luigi.
Oh, yeah.
Marauda.
Hell yeah.
Augustine something Dalla Sala is a. Congrats on getting married, by the way, Augie.
Congrats.
Baby, I'll go.
Dallas Sala.
Yeah, but that is a hell of an Italian name.
Yeah.
The amount of Italian names, that you just think about. And then yesterday, they were just yelling them very loud. It is. Congrats to the Italians. dude.
McAfee.
Oh, by the way,
McAfee.
giving away 10K on Hammer Down today because.
Whoa!
Hi, this is Pat.
No. It's you. You guys put on a good enough show. People stuck around. There was dips there for a little bit, and then that arrow just continued to go up. It was like AMC that one day. It was like Bitcoin there for a while.
Yep.
Your guys' show was just climbing and climbing and climbing. I wanted to celebrate. I think your people deserve
So
it.
we're going to celebrate by giving away 10K on Hammer Down today. We will announce how you do that on Hammer Down today, which follows your show about 15 minutes after.
Congratulations.
Oh, here we go.
What are you going to give it? 1 10K, 2 5Ks? The whole thing?
Nah, let's give one 10K.
Oh, Tony.
The gifts and prizes from our off week, has that been handled?
Not yet. We were trying to figure all the stuff for that. Remember last week we said we were going to do it this week.
Well, actually, I think we said we were going to do it last week. Anyways, we've got some of the names.
Yeah.
I've been presented with. It's not easy.
It's not. Logistics is tough.
Yeah.
It is tough, and they only allow you to give away a certain amount of money.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Why? These apps trying to hold us back. Legit though, we try to give away money, and then the app will tell us you can't give anymore. Then we call the person from the app, and they tell us it's kind of shit out of luck. And then it's like, well, PayPal will do it. It's like nobody has that. What are we even doing?
I think you'd be able to start like a business account so that they know that it's not just like from some individual, but it is like an entity that's giving away this money.
I think we do have a business account on
and
that.
it's still the
Yeah,
same
for a while,
as
Cash App took our limit off, and then they threw it back on for some reason.
Oh, did they really? I didn't know that we had a time where it was off. It was off?
Yeah, during the Christmas giveaway.
So that's one of those situations. It's like with the ATM, where if you call them and say you're in Vegas, and for whatever reason the bank feels as if they should put a limit on you. Okay, it's your money. They're holding it. Don't ever fucking forget that. okay? Don't let these bankers make you believe that it's their money. It is not. They are holding your money, and when they ask you, what are you doing with your money? Fuck off. I'm taking it to another bank is what I'm doing.
Never mind.
Yeah, these bankers start to really feel as if it is their money, and I understand that because that's kind of how the whole world has gone, but I have had a couple conversations with bank folk about lifting the limit for the next 30 minutes or whatever. And so the best we can do is a 30-minute lift or whatever. It's like, you fucking, it's my money, dude. If I want to, hey, I want to let you know, I might be intoxicated right now, but this is life.
Yeah.
There are consequences. If I want to go put $100,000 on black right now with my money,
I'm gonna do it.
I should be allowed to do it.
Yeah.
No, we have to look out for your best interest. It might be fraudulent. It's like, well, I just called you. It is me. Give me my money because I feel like I'm missing out on $100,000 for betting on.
Yes.
It's not your money. It's mine. Please get over it. Oh, well, we can lift it. Just like Venmo, they probably just lifted it for that time and then they put it right back on. It's like, yo, let us give away money, dude. What are we doing here?
That's like when you pulled out $500K to give away to all of us. That bank lost their minds.
And they were acting like it was their money,
Oh,
too, the
yeah.
entire time, which I did not appreciate. You know?
I love watching it, though. It was hilarious.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I want all of it.
Actually, you know what? Let me get another 500K out too while you're at it.
Yeah, please. Thank you. Are you sure? What are you doing with this? You'll see.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
They told me stop filming.
Yeah, you can't film it. It's
Can't
like,
film.
yeah, it's our money.
Yeah.
We can film whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
What do we do? You're holding my money. I don't know how. Now, different world, different time. I'm in a different place. But, I don't think my relationship with banks as a child, was necessarily the best, whatever the case is with my family or whatever. But now I have a very much you are just a holding. You need to. Somewhere you guys got confused.
Yeah.
Where you start thinking that is not your money there. Well, we just want to know what you're doing with it. Are you my fucking mom? What are you?
Don't have to tell you shit.
What am I doing with? I'm going to go buy, $10,000 worth of marijuana. Write it down.
I'm gonna light it on fire.
And by the way, I'm going to sell it then for $700,000. Write it down. Like what? Boom. Why are you asking me these questions? Just give me my money. Now, most people very nice. But I'm saying the restrictions on the money game and people acting as if it's their money and it's not is really changed, I think, the way the world operates.
It's very ridiculous, too. It's
Well, that's like Ursay said. They tell me the plane's there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's so fun. I hope to one day be able to do that.
I never see the money, but it's
on
there.
a screen.
Yeah. See the number.
Now let's get into a money conversation.
Okay.
Crypto.com, $75 million sponsor. What is it? $175 million? What was it?
For UFC?
Yeah.
175?
10 years. Yeah.
$175 million or whatever. He was wearing a Crypto.com shirt while he was doing the whole thing. Cryptocurrencies, it is 10 years from now. Everybody paying cryptocurrency? Is that what the goal?
Yeah,
Is that what
I think
everything
so.
is?
I think that's
Well, then
the
how
goal
come
for
it
them.
goes so much?
Exactly.
It's very volatile.
It is.
Will it ever sturdy out? Every government doesn't want it to exist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough about it.
Me either.
It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
I haven't heard much from the Bitcoin crowd ever since it kind of started plummeting. Like I feel like I used to see that stuff on my timeline all the time when it
we
was
were
surging.
in that game, by the way.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And now it's just kind of like I don't hear about it anymore.
NFT is gone.
The Bitcoin crowd, very much like the English footy fans. You're going to hear about them a lot when it's time. They're going to be loud and proud, and then when the dips come, they're
It's
just going to crawl back
Bitcoin's
into the
going
holes.
to Bitcoin. They're going to say.
But then next year,
That's what you
it's
said.
coming home. You're going to hear it all again.
Hey, I sat there and took it on the shins, dude.
See this? In that Simpsons thing?
Yeah.
Video.
Yep.
We have the I think it's Matt.
Time travel.
Time
thing.
traveler.
Yeah. I think it's Matt Lauer saying, "What is internet?"
The old clip.
Internet won't last.
I think it's button on desk Matt Lauer.
It might be Matt Lauer. I think it's Bryant Gumbel.
It's
in
also
that too.
Bryant Gumbel, yeah.
Is Lauer? I think Lauer's there. For some reason, I would never think of this.
It was like the Today Show,
Yeah.
so I'd assume it was
I think
Matt
Lauer was
Lauer.
there. I wonder if that was pre or post button on his desk.
That might have been heyday of button pushing.
It's crazy, by the way. Those people will talk down to everybody else too, and then you start hearing everything about them. It's like, oh, isn't that fucking
You're
interesting?
a horrible fucking
Oh,
person.
isn't that interesting?
Okay.
What you say?
I think it's Katie Couric and Bryant Gumbel.
Oh, so Lauer isn't in there?
I don't think so. If my research is correct.
Oh no, Lauer.
Oh, Lauer.
That's good. Anyways, we didn't put Lauer in our video. That's
Yeah. Thank God.
Hey, way to go, Foxy. Way to go.
Hey, Fox.
What is internet? They said, in that video, they sound like such buffoons.
Yeah.
Us doing this whole Bitcoin thing, like 20 years from now, this could come back.
Freezing cold takes.
I want to let everybody know if this is 20 years from now, I'm in the game. Okay. I just have questions. I have no idea how it operates. Watched a couple documentaries, still don't get it. Don't know why it goes up or down. Is it like the stock market? And if it's like the stock market, then only a couple people are controlling its worth. What is the benefit?
Why is it so bad for the environment?
Yeah, what's going on? Why is Elon saying I can't do it? Shout out Richard Branson.
Yeah. Shout out. Good boy, Rich.
Hey, he won the billionaire space race, and Bezos posted on Instagram, can't wait to join the club, so he acknowledged that Branson beat him. But this has been a long time coming for Branson, and they're saying that the commercial trip to space through Virgin Galactica or whatever the hell it is will be about $250,000. Nick, how long have I been telling you about the email I got legitimately 10 years ago to pay $250,000 to go to space? And I think it was this has been the plan for Branson for a long time now, exactly to the business plan as well, sticking at the $250,000 thing. This has been, I got an email a long time ago about that.
Couple of years now, yeah. He's been loud about it too, vocal. He has not been shy about it. He wanted to go to space. He finally did it.
And then Elon negotiates a deal with the government and NASA for SpaceX. I assume Branson saw that and was like, what's this all about? Whoa. And then Bezos, is his name Bezos, by the way? I think it is. Not Bezos. I think
sounds
it might be Bezos. I'm not sure. I've talked to somebody who potentially would know, and they said Bezos.
Okay, wow. Probably that then.
It's mind blowing.
I would assume.
But everybody's been saying it wrong this entire time.
Bezos.
I think it's Bezos.
Bezos, huh?
Maybe. I'm not sure. But whenever he gets in the game, Branson's over there on his island with Mariah Carey from Cribs, and he's like, no. This is going to be me that's going to get up there first. I've been calling this for 10 years now. It looked very comfortable up there. Very casual.
Smooth.
The ship, by the way, seemed to be much nicer than the other ships that I've seen. It looked. I think he did it, and congrats to that guy.
Yeah. Way to go, Branson.
Richard Branson actually scheduled his flight to go get Lil Baby back to Earth.
Really?
Yeah, Lil Baby and James were up there.
Yep. They went to grab him.
Yeah, Lil Baby was stuck. Branson went up there, got him, brought him back down. That was very nice of Richard Branson to do that because Lil Baby actually had a concert in Indianapolis. So Richard Branson went up there, got him. Brought him down like Ty from the rafters.
Of course.
Yeah, you're a little bit too high, pal. Come experience zero gravity, which it appears you were doing on the streets of Paris before you got arrested. Let's get back down to earth. I think that is really why Branson went up there, but I guess legacy conversation as well.
Well, and once he did bring him back down, Bob Kraft, he sent over the Patriots plane to send Lil Baby back to Indianapolis as well.
Bob Kraft has been low-key, behind-the-scenes mover and shaker in the world, huh?
Oh, yeah. Especially in the rap game, it feels like.
He's a part of Meek Mill's. He was part of that. Now Lil Baby getting out of jail. I think it all ties back to Mr. Rubin, the man who got Robert Kraft the blue Bentley that Kraft couldn't get, Rubin could get.
Yeah.
And I think that's how they all tie in there.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Mark Davis' shirt looked nice at UFC.
Who was he with?
I have no idea.
I forget.
That shirt was right out of the fucking bag.
What's that guy all about?
I don't know.
He's awesome, I guess. Like his dad was the first, player, coach, owner in the history of the NFL.
And he was commissioner at one point, right?
Commissioner of another league.
Yeah.
Right?
He was
of the AFL, I think.
Commissioner of another league, but still commissioner, player, coach, commissioner, and owner. Builds the Raiders up. They become just win, baby. He is an inspiration. Mark Davis gets the team and he says, listen, we're going to continue to do this thing. I'm going to do it my way, though. I'm paying $1,000 a haircut for the worst haircut that ever exists. I'm going to stick to my roots here. I'm not going to have enough money to do certain things. We're going to get rid of some players, but we're going to build a good group here. And I'm going to go to these events looking how I look, and everybody can literally kiss my ass. What was that?
What?
Go on.
Are you fucking kidding me? What was that?
That was a burp.
Whose mic got that?
I don't know.
Burp directly in the microphone.
What the fuck? What? Jay, what? Because YouTube comment section earlier was saying somebody farted, and I was like, I didn't hear that.
They always do that.
But I didn't hear that. But that was one of the loudest things I've ever heard.
It happens all the time, though. That was the first of the mics ever caught it.
Is that because Jay drinks a fucking liter of cola every day?
Well, I had no cola today.
This guy has my brother has a cartoon life. You hear me? He's a cartoon, this guy. He's quiet. He's incredibly intelligent. He eats an entire pizza and an entire 2 liter, or drinks an entire 2 liter every fucking day.
I've had sushi and water today.
I know. I'm trying to sell.
I don't have a sense of smell still, but I could smell the tuna coming out of them.
Well, sushi and water is making you belch so loud it echoes off the back fucking wall into Zito's microphone. I mean, Jay's older than me.
Good Lord.
Are you okay? I mean, literally,
I think so.
I know we do this off air all the time, and I think we try to kind of peer pressure you into being a little bit more of a healthy person, but it's a problem now. It's affecting the show.
Yeah.
Your guts are now going right into the show, right into the middle of an entire thing. We got to talk about it. Jay, you are not a 12-year-old anymore.
Not.
Okay,
I'm
Jay?
aware. Thank you. I swear I haven't had any.
Gets an
any pop
entire
yet.
pizza.
16-inch pizza.
Every day?
Yeah. 2 liters of cola.
He'll have it for breakfast.
Yep.
He'll have it for lunch.
Little snack after the show.
After the show, and then he finishes in an old school in the fridge, two liter of cola, and then at the end, it even has like its dent in it, like it is in the fridge. And Jay just takes it right to the head. He's an adult. Like it's not like.
It never fits right either. The box is always awkwardly balanced on top of the 2 liter.
And then the bottle is always crooked.
His water he drinks out of a glass Coca-Cola.
So it has a little bit of remnants.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
it is. There it is. There it is. He drinks it out of the Coca-Cola, so it can maybe have a little bit of diabetes left around.
Yep.
And ain't Coke Zero.
This is unbelievable, Jay.
Well, at least he's putting it back in the fridge because for a while there, you remember he had the holster that he was putting his 2 liter in and just taking it out and throughout the day.
Wild.
God damn it, that's a show, I guess. We're talking about
I don't
something.
think any of that is true. I don't think.
Jay, everything we said.
Yeah.
I have not seen the holster that he was
I've seen
referring
it.
to.
I've seen it.
But I would not put it past you.
Yeah.
That's why he's wearing those baggy ass shirts for that one day.
Exactly.
Jay, I'm worried about you, dude.
I appreciate that, but I think I'm all right.
Hell yeah.
Jay, I'm telling you, you're not. Science has told us that there's no way everything you eat and drink is good for the long haul. But I want to let you know, hey, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want.
That's right.
Just don't be belching into the goddamn microphones in the middle of the show.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what caught that, but
Jay, what caught it? Every mic in here, you shook the goddamn walls. Not even like a burial of it either.
No.
Under the shirt.
I looked over, he had his hand like this, like he was chilling. It was just,
That registered on the Richter scale.
yeah, a little bit of 6.0.
Normally, he lets them out in succession like a machine gun. It sounds like a demon is speaking back
Oh
in.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, can we get you to a doctor?
I think I'm all right. to be
A
honest.
No, Jay, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna go to like a gas
Nutritionist.
No, the McAfees do not believe in nutritionists. Let's make sure that is understood.
Well,
Okay.
I don't want him to die. He's drinking 2 liters in a 16-inch pie every day.
I think a regular doc. You are Jay. Jay. I don't know.
Quit denying it.
Who's he trying to pull around here?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I assume people that maybe aren't in the office, like his fiance or whatever, hear this and they're a little bit upset about it or whatever. Chris, I want to let you know, he eats 2 to 3 pizzas a day.
Ridiculous.
You know that video of the professor walking into class and every day his outfit? That's Jay with a pizza box every day.
Yeah, every day. He's an adult.
Hello.
He lives pretty well. Yeah, hello. That's exactly who it is. I love it, Jay, because I have the basic ass palate too, but there's different ways to go about it. You can maybe do what I do. I only eat terribly for 3 hours a day. You know, Jay, you can get into the intermittent fasting and still do the McAfee diet that you have held on to since we were kids, and me, by the way, because it's so good. Cereal can get demolished at any point or whatever, but the pizza at 7:30, 8:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And then same 8:30 p.m. as well. Just is not good. That's not a good regimen for success. I don't think.
No, or maybe even we go from like, just like a 10-inch to a 12-inch personal pizza. It doesn't need to be the 16 to 24-inch XL
But then they
pizza
get
every
the
single
toppings
time.
all wrong. You got to have the full pizza.
Yeah, well, so think about this. See, he knows. 'cause
Also, he's always ordering from a place like one of our sponsors, competitors.
Bingo.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I was just about to say.
it's their
He
pizza.
walks in with a billboard for a company. Because that company which is smart, very smart, went to this local pizza establishment and said, we'd like to sponsor all the pizza boxes. In this particular pizza, Jay fancies mightily.
Oh, yeah.
He walks in every day with this goddamn billboard just right into the goddamn office. And it's like, oh, another. I think that's why we notice it, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And there's another one. This guy.
Jesus. The fuck was
Get
that?
to a fucking doctor, will you? Listen, I'm your brother, okay? And since you must be lying to Kristen, I assume.
Have to.
And since Tim won't say it and Sally won't say it because everybody's, We're in a good time for Jason Mack. This is a celebration.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go, Jay.
Jay, I love you, Jay. I know that. I want to let you know. I
love you too.
Absolutely. And I love you so much. I love you more than everybody else. You want to know why I know that? Because I'm telling you right now, you need to fucking watch what's going in your gullet.
Yeah.
We need to have a little bit of a tracker on what's going into your body at some point. I don't know where it's going, Jay. I don't know where it's going.
Who would have thought that camera that picks up Jay and Zito, that we would have to worry about Jay, about health out of those two?
Dude, come on.
Too far.
I'm not getting into
Tony.
that. I'm not getting into that.
I'm doing better. I'm down 15.
That boy Zeke.
Zeke.
Had to be Zeke.
How about you, Jay?
I think I've lost 5 pounds.
From those burps. That's the only way. Jay, listen, you don't have to get into shape or lose weight. You've always been properly shaped. Our entire life, I would be the one that would potentially. The only real genetic trait that is not, a good one that I got is the ability to get fat quicker.
Sure.
Okay. Jay got allergies. Jay got everything. Okay. And I appreciate Jay for that. And Jay has always been the same guy. The person you barely hear now is how Jay has always been. And he kind of deals and battles with everything. So the only thing Jay, you need to stop with the fucking pizza every single day.
Please.
Okay, you need to stop with the 2-liter every single day.
I'll try.
Let's
to
go
stop
maybe
something I've
pizza
already stopped.
2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay says he's already stopped.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Keep lying, Jay.
Jay's burping into microphones as we speak right now.
I mean, when it's getting to the point where the pizza box is so big, he has to carry it on top of his car driving in. It's like that's
He is holding it on.
Yeah, so and like we said, it's a billboard for a different company. It's like, geez, I mean, I'm just waiting for Wish 9 TV to fly the helicopter by and see Jay's car down there, just a massive flying billboard.
30-car pile up because I drop it one day.
Wow, yeah.
See, now you're at least starting to admit you're making jokes. Funny. No, that's real, Jay. You've thought about that as you were holding that pizza onto the fucking roof.
You can lie to yourself, Jay. You can't lie to us.
No way.
Can't lie to
You can lie to the mirror.
Hell yeah.
You can lie to I assume Sally has asked some questions. Mom has asked them. You can lie to her, like you're doing right now. You can't lie to yourself, Jay.
Don't bullshit.
Can't do it,
bullshitter.
Can't do it.
You're right. I can't lie to myself anymore.
Thank you.
Even they're kind of doing it right now. A lot of people lie to themselves. I think that's why problems continue to happen. What we're telling you is stop lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Right now.
I'll try.
All right. And at the very least, will you stop burping into the microphone?
Please.
I mean, I did. That's a ricochet shot.
Then how we hear it?
How did we even get here?
All our mics are off except Nick's, so that got it by Nick's mic.
So even further
Way
away.
back there.
That was all
I'm 10 feet away.
That is 2 social distances worth of distance away. Caught the microphone, which is only one directional.
Yeah.
So it had to have echoed off the wall behind somebody, a basketball hoop and a half away.
Unless there was a second burper.
That is one magic burp.
I'm so happy you guys heard that. He does it every single day, and every single day I just think he's going to throw up. I think he's going to puke. And I'm so happy you guys finally heard what we get to hear every day. It's remarkable. It's actually a talent.
Hey, Jay, congrats, man.
Good work, Jay.
Jesus, Jay.
Get him in a burping contest.
That's
He would win.
At least
He would win.
At least use it if he's not going to change.
yeah. If he's gonna die from
Fine.
it, we might as well utilize it.
Get the kid a trophy then.
Yeah. With great power comes great responsibility.
Boom.
And the responsibility here would be, you got to go enter a contest. Did I hear vibrating? Is that your fiance calling, saying what's all this?
Yeah, I don't think so.
What's all this?
That'll be here in probably 10 minutes.
What's all this? What's all this I hear about the pizza still happening in 2-liter?
I told you no more pizza.
Hey, sorry for it, Jay. It's for the better though.
Yeah.
I know not in your particular life, but for our future.
Mm-hmm.
We have bad diets in the McAfee family. Okay. They didn't believe in the nutritionists. We believed in what can we eat right now that will maybe get us to the next meal.
Yeah.
McDonald's is very close. It was in walking range. Cereal is very simple. Pizza, very affordable, very easy.
Yeah.
And Jay and I am at fault too. I do not eat well. I am not a great eater. We like terrible food. But at some point you have to say, you know what? Maybe not 15,000 calories today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe not a full fried pizza today.
Yes.
Maybe just 2 slices. Maybe just lay off the liter of cola before the show starts and the liter of cola during the show. and the liter of cola after the show. Maybe just go down to 1 liter a day. Yeah. That's all we're saying, Jay. You don't have to make a drastic difference. We just need, the burps to eliminate from microphones. That's all we're looking for. It's business.
Pretty reasonable.
Is that all right, Jay? It's just business, Jay. Is that all right, Jay?
Sure.
That's one step forward.
He's got an ice cold cola just waiting for him outside there. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It's amazing.
It is. Specimen.
I mean, none of us have great diets.
No.
But Jay is by far the worst. I mean, I saw Zito. Zito ordered a McFlurry, like 9:30 a.m. or something.
Old Zeke did, yeah.
Right after
Okay, yeah, you're right. Old Zeke did. No, Nick ordered Potbellies at 10 a.m. or something like that with cookies and his old thing. Apple pies from McDonald's.
The Wednesday McDonald's trips.
9 a.m. These guys are housing.
Insane.
I mean, it is.
Oh, Gumpy wouldn't let us order without getting the Cinnabon.
That is slander, dude. You order that goddamn Cinnabon every time. Just put it right in my face. I don't touch it.
I want to let you know, today you should have had a cinnamon bun.
You should have.
Because of what happened with England yesterday.
Yeah.
Truly.
But somehow, in a game of who can eat worst, this game, Jay every day shows up last and just goes, I got you, boys. Have you had a full pizza yet today? I got it. I'm going to knock this son of a bitch out. It's unbelievable, Jay. Let's go to Mitchell in Canada. What's going on, Mitchell?
Not much, guys. How are you?
A lot better than Jay.
I'm worried, really.
Jay, I'm worried about you, Jay.
Yeah.
Jay, this is all from a place of love, isn't it, Ty? What you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, 3 2 liters a day, that's a little excessive. We don't need to be doing that anymore.
6 liters. Think about how does he fit the pizza in?
Drinking more and more each time this comes.
Well, we start
thinking.
recounting.
It's like, well,
no,
and I'm not
seen
even
him.
thinking when you get home and you're playing video games, like, oh yeah, he's probably got another 2 liter there for the late night video game, sesh.
I'll come home, planes, like 2 a.m., 1:30 a.m. or whatever. And Jay's house is right there in the front. I got to drive past or whatever. I'll look in. He is Call of Duty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and he'll stand up and wave at me, sometimes. He'll give me like a hello as I'm driving by. Holding a free slice of pizza in his other hand. Every time. I ever see it. It's like 1:32 a.m. and more. I just got back, Oh, Jay's playing something. And his pet lion will hop up rolling. We'll be like, what's going on, pet?
2 liter
Like
in one
bark,
hand,
bark. And then
pizza in the
Jay
other
all of a
hand,
sudden with his remote wave, and then all of a sudden the pizza on the other side. I'm like, all right. All right, wait a minute. It's unbelievable, Jay. It never stops. I'm worried about you. Mitchell, how many pizzas a day you eating up there?
Man, I can eat a solid 2 extra larges in a day if I wanted, Pat. It ain't that bad.
There's a lot of Italians up there in Canada, I'm learning.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
I didn't know that, yeah.
A ton. But we also got Canadian football, which is the best football ever.
Hang up on me now.
I can't things dead. What do
Don't hang up.
He said,
Hang up.
He said Canadian football is the best thing ever. Yeah,
Turn 'em
hang
off.
on.
Good run, Mitch.
See you, dude.
Why are you saying
No, you
stupid
can't
stuff?
do it. Not stupid.
CFL stinks, dude.
Well, that's Canadian.
Gumpy, you don't even know.
I do know. I watched it as a child. It
Gumpy,
stinks.
you're not even Canadian. It's the best.
Oh, you're English at this point,
Check
pal.
the
That's what he just said.
passport, dude.
Look, we don't need Dwayne the Rock Johnson to bring his XFL
Well, you
and
do,
ruin our
though.
game. We
Hey,
don't.
Mitch.
Yes, Pat.
So, the CFL, I think it lost like 20, 30 million or something like that. Once it was going bankrupt, and now you're flexing out here.
That don't matter. We're back. We're back August 5th, Pat. We're back. That don't matter. 20, 30 mil, nothing.
How many teams? How many teams? Because the Stampeders are gone, right?
No,
And I think the Alouettes are out.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, true.
And then I
They had
believe
to
the
change Edmonton's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Inuits.
Argonauts aren't playing this
Argonauts
year.
quit, I think. There's only like 1 or 2 teams. You guys are the spring league all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That means the Bombers are going to be back-to-back Grey Cup champions either way.
No,
Stravelski anymore.
Yeah, Stravelski's gone, dude. He's in the NFL now.
Who cares about Stravelski? We got Caleros and Adams. We're good.
Mitchell, CFL's going to go out of business yet again, pal. We don't like it. I like football.
Love it.
Pat, it's not going to go out of business. We got the best rules in the world in football.
Listen, I agree. Okay.
It's not a clown. We got the best.
Okay, Mitchell, I agree. The rules you guys have added make it a little bit more exciting at a lower level of football. It does make it more exciting. The rolling starts, the third downs, the wider fields, the punt being worth points. I like it. The ability to kick the ball back and forth. I mean, the state fair-like rules that have been added to football does make the
fair.
Yeah, and I heard all of Canada got offended by me saying it. Let me tell you what, Canada. I spent an entire childhood getting drunk in Niagara Falls and Clifton Hill. I ain't never had as good a time as I have at the Indiana State Fair. That is a compliment to CFL. You got gimmick rules, okay? You got Hell in a Cell. You got no holds barred.
What?
You got rolling starts.
What?
You got steel chairs.
What?
You got punting to punting for points. Listen, you got State Fair football. I'm not saying it's bad. It makes it more entertaining. But if you're going to compare it to other leagues, it stinks, doesn't it, Mitchell?
Pat, in the NFL, can they drink on the sideline? Can they crush beers?
Exactly, State Fair.
Yeah.
You guys have territory fairs?
Yeah.
Province fairs, right?
Province?
Province.
Territories.
They got territories.
Puerto Rico.
Yukon territory.
Yukon territory?
Really? What's that a part of?
I think Saskatoon is in that, isn't it?
No.
Northwest Territories.
Northwest Territory.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but aren't they a part of a province, though?
I think they are a province.
Prince Edward Island.
Northwest Territories is a province up there. I've never heard this. That's its own state up there?
Pretty sure.
Dumpy doesn't know.
Yeah,
Dumpy, isn't that right next to where you're from?
No, that's way far from where I'm from, my friend.
Oh, you're part of British Columbia over there.
Yeah, West Coast.
And there's Yukon, Alberta.
There's 3 territories in Canada.
Oh, never mind.
Canada blows.
Yeah, but
let's be real here.
I love Canada.
Thank you. There wasn't a lot in it, but I feel like I did have reactions like a cat there. We could have had this.
Still enough to ruin the computer.
Absolutely. And well, they say you can drown in just a teaspoon of water. This computer has taken more than that and potentially just stared down another couple right here, and I saved it. But
that might be the greatest prototype of computer ever made.
Yeah, legit.
It's up
There's been no rice used on this. It is eating a Celsius and 2 drinks at this point. It's still going.
That thing's thirsty.
It never gets used other than the show. I don't have a clue on how to get in there, but Gumpy. So provinces are your states.
Yeah.
And a territory is it a state?
I don't know if Northwest Territories is a province.
Or is it like the
Big
Midwest?
surprise.
Yeah, is it like New England is a territory? Is that what territory?
Yeah, Northwest Territory is a federal territory of Canada.
So if I'm looking at a map, territories and provinces, they're separate. Like the Yukon.
Like British
and
Columbia is a province where I'm from. That's Victoria and Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show Pat a map of
And then,
territories. and
And what about the territories?
Territories are the regions.
So you don't know anything about Canada, dude.
Are you
Good
fucking-
Lord.
We don't know anything about Canada, which I believe we should blame the school system. I don't think there's any academia that tells us anything that happened north of a imaginary line with people that chose not to fight with us back in the day. And I think that's bullshit. Because I did go to Niagara Falls a lot. I was in that video, Clifton Hill, that was put out of the Italian celebrating up there. I was in those parts a lot. Couldn't even tell you what province I was in at that point. Have no idea, knew nothing, came back, got drunk, came back, had a good time, came back, knew nothing about what's going on. We get a Canadian guy in studio, we think to ourselves, okay, we got at least a little piece of information. Gumpy's painted so many ships,
Yeah.
he forgets.
I also huffed paint for 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I can still speak.
Bingo. You are a walking miracle at this point. But we don't have any information on Canada still to this day when we thought potentially we'd add it. And we do have a big Canadian conglomerate of fans out there. What do you have?
Provinces exercise constitutional powers in their own right, while the territories exercise delegated powers under the authority of the Canadian Parliament.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who has casinos? Everybody?
Yeah.
Who has dope? Everybody?
Yeah.
Who has sports gambling up there? Anybody?
Everyone should.
It's kind of Mickey Mouse.
It just passed.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so
Talk about Mickey Mouse.
what's that way?
You want to go
What is
like
this?
Victoria, Vancouver.
I pulled
there.
out of the history books of 5th grade.
Yeah.
Is this like a wine tour?
Oh, that's pretty savvy
Yeah,
down
polar
there.
bears in Winnipeg, huh?
So what are those mountains? Are those the Rockies? Over there in Vancouver, near you, British Columbia. Gump, is that the Rockies?
Yeah, that's Whistler up there.
That's Whistler.
Whistler's beautiful. You ever get a chance, you go to Whistler.
So the
my friend.
Northwest Territories, and then what's that? Nunavut?
None of it.
And Yukon, those are all territories.
None of it is a big home to the Inuits.
Shut up.
Well, I'll have none of it whenever people say something negative about them because I watched a documentary and the Inuits are a fucking real deal Holyfield.
Those 3 up top are territories.
Okay, so
South.
nobody really wanted to go up there, so they just kind of drew imaginary lines and said this could potentially be a territory for you.
Banff is also beautiful.
Who?
Banff. It's like a ski mountain in Alberta.
Oh, where is that on the map?
Right by Vancouver.
Oh my God! I mean, that is a tough pick.
Oh, right next to Calgary.
Gump, I'll tell you what. For this particular show right now, we need you not to just point out tiny little obscure things and say they're awesome. We need to talk in generalities. Is the left part of Canada the winter? That's like skiing and everything, or is there some over here on the right as well?
Yeah, it's on the right. Like, we're warmer, but there's like Mount Washington and Whistler are ski mountains in British Columbia.
Canada, cool country or no? Like you think overall?
Yeah, for the most part.
Quebec, that entire place speaks
French. Everywhere you go,
So what happened? The
menus are in French and everything. Quebec actually tried to leave Canada.
Yeah, did they bully you guys into, like, how did Quebec become Quebec? How did that whole thing happen? Because if you go back in history, right, obviously south of those lines right there, they're just driven, whether it's just drawn in there or, you know, a border with like the waterfall or a river or something like that. You guys chose not to fight with us. And by us, that's very loose because I don't think any McAfees were here.
But no, that's
I think
real.
McAfees were in England or Scotland or Ireland or Scotland, not England, Ireland or Scotland, and maybe a piece back there in Italy. But you guys opt out of that. But then the French just come in and fucking debo you guys. Like, what happened there? How did that whole thing happen? Did you guys learn about that?
Another great question, Pat.
So England, I believe, got America, but then once America was discovered, it was like, oh fuck, like all the countries need to go over there, kind of like the gold rush. And the French went north. That's why.
And south, right? Because they had Louisiana.
And south, yeah, because they had Louisiana.
What was that, $100 or something like that? $1 million?
Oh yeah, we fleeced them big time.
Yeah.
$1,000.
Louisiana. Oh, that one?
$15 to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll call it after the king and the queen, though. We'll call it Louisiana. You know, it'll be French quarters. It'll be very nice. We'll never forget about you guys. But how about $2?
Yeah, they got Manhattan for $24. Talk about highway robbery.
Yeah, but remember, the Statue of Liberty was a gift.
That's right.
From the French.
Mm-hmm. It was actually $15 million. I thought it was way
$18 per square mile.
Yeah.
So
we got Manhattan from.
So whenever you start talking about price per square foot, that's a pretty good deal. We got Louisiana.
Yeah. Incredible.
Oh yeah.
15 mil.
Yeah.
Think about how much money that was back in the day.
828,000 square
and that
miles.
wasn't just Louisiana. I mean, that's basically the entire Midwest.
Yeah. And they didn't pay Chicago.
Oh,
either.
really?
It goes from Louisiana all the way up to Montana. Was the Louisiana Purchase?
Yeah.
And then I wonder if Quebec was potentially in a conversation, and we were like, "Nah, we don't care about that.
Yeah.
Keep
Stay
that
up there. Mm-hmm.
There's a big waterfall over there.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah. You guys
We
get
didn't
the
want
waterfall.
It. Yeah, we didn't want it.
We took half it.
Of course. Yeah, most of it.
Eventually.
Shit.
Cool
most
side.
of it?
We got the
I don't
cool
know.
side.
I assume
I
so.
think Niagara's in New York.
Yeah, but Niagara's also in New York. But you go over there for the view, I think.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, the view over there.
They have the boats. You go up to it.
It's a better view, though.
Yeah, the Maid of the Mist. No,
Yeah.
That sounded right.
too much time up there. I spent too much time up there.
You guys really would go up there all the time. How long is the drive?
3 hours.
3 hours, 3.5.
Oh shit! So yeah, it's nothing.
3.5 hours, yeah. And if you have a brother that's 4 years older than you, and it's only 19 up there,
Yeah.
I mean, you just start doing the math there on when you can go up there. And there's the older generation in our school. I think they kind of started it. They kind of found it, and then kind of got passed down.
Yeah.
In Alberta, it's 18. It's even younger.
Where's that way left?
Yeah, but it's like a 12-hour drive from where I'm at.
Left?
Yeah.
Montreal's 18 too, right?
No, Montreal's like an 8-hour flight.
Imagine
Oh,
I
no,
going up to
18
Canada when I'm
years old.
14 driving to Alberta. Yeah. I'm going to get drunk for a weekend. They stop you at the border. What are you doing here? Oh, just seeing the sights.
Yeah, it looks
That's what
good.
Those conversations were always magical. And then coming back, you know, it's your first real bouts of hangover, still drunk, coming back through the border into America. You're always so scared. Coming back into America was so tough. Back in the day, Canada was just like, come on in. Hey, well, you look underage. You're coming to get drunk up here for a weekend. Come on
Sounds
in.
good.
They were so
Revolving
cool. The
door.
Mounties were so cool. Then it all changed, obviously. Something,
Of course.
it all changed. Something happened. But then coming back into America, always
Tense moment.
Always, yeah. They did a full car check. Was that with you, Nick? They went in. We had bags. We had a bag of pills.
Oh yeah.
What?
GNC multivitamins. I was staying healthy at the time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Nick thought
just brought
he
a
had to dump them
bag.
into a bag. So we had a Ziploc bag of pills. And it was right on top of the goddamn bag as well. And we get stopped and we're like, oh no. Because sometimes America, they will let you get, like you can get lucky and you just kind of go through. They've already done the scan underneath and the whole thing. Turn off. Put it in park, please turn off car. It's like, oh no, here we
not
go.
good.
And they get in Nick's bag or whatever, they open it up and this guy just pulls up his fucking bag of
The
pills.
reveal.
And it was, what's this? I was like, oh. Does not look good. And Nick goes, vitamins. I goes, these are vitamins, all of them. But why did you bring 200 of them for a weekend?
It was in my bag. It was just in my backpack. It was the same workout bag. Like it just, we left it in there, much like you and the edibles on the plane.
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget what's in that bag. And then what happened? The cop said, "Oh, okay.
Have a good one." He took one, I think.
Oh,
yeah, I'll take
these
one.
are nice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take one, Ori, but
We got lost one time. We ended up in Cleveland one time because we zigged instead of zagged. There's a highway split. I think it's 79. 79 would make sense north-south. That would run north-south. I think it was 79. I don't remember the highway that goes up from Pittsburgh through Erie to Buffalo to. There's like a straight shot, and we accidentally
took the left.
We went one way instead of the other way. We ended up in Ohio. Had to turn around. I think it was CFO Phil driving. We were in a terrible spot. Terrible spot. We stayed in a hotel that had a light string. The string for the light was like actually visible.
Hanging down.
Hanging down in the middle of the room. There was a massive window right next to the bathroom that was about this big. So when you were literally looking out to the public while you're trying to go to the bathroom.
Nice.
The air conditioner did not work. There was a fan put in there from the off. It was some motel. It was like $15 a night or something like that. It was god awful. But I'll tell you what, it did the trick. It absolutely did the trick and got us lost for 4.5 hours the next day.
Worth it.
Canada's awesome, man. I didn't know there was that many Italians up there. It makes sense, by the way.
I had no idea.
Water.
You guys are water animals.
Big time.
Water, my friend.
What are we shipping? What did you guys move through Niagara Falls?
Oh, man. You name it.
Yeah.
Bodies.
You don't know.
Let the bodies hit the falls.
Let the bodies hit the falls. Let the bodies hit the falls.
Last call, Rob. Houston, what's going on?
And the boys are fucking good.
What's good, dude? Yeah. Woo! We'll be in Houston this weekend. Friday. Yeah. Smackdown.
Smackdown. All right, so real quick before I get to my question.
Great.
All right, I don't know what Dana White's talking about, but Vince McMahon, Rob Manfred, Roger Goodell, Adam Silver, we fly private. We don't fly Delta. We beat COVID. Let's go.
Okay. All right. I don't know about Manfred, but all right.
All right, so my question is, I called you last week about the Joel Osteen, Jack Easterby showdown to the death.
That was a good.
My next question for you, man, we've got two doctors in America. We got the Fatchy Hatchie, and we got the Stash, Dr. Phil. Who wins in a dream matchup between those two?
I think they're both kind of at the point where nobody likes them.
Yeah.
I don't love it. Okay, I don't love it. I watched Bull, which I thought was told, which was told to me that it was Dr. Phil's life before he, met Oprah and did some jury science for Oprah and then got put on and became the whole thing. I used to enjoy. I saw the Catch Me Outside. How about that? Bad Baby. The H is silent. I saw that show live. I was in a Dr. Phil. I saw it live and I said, "Oh, that's my cousin right there. That's a little bit." And then all of a sudden, Bad Baby goes on to take over the world. I was in a Dr. Phil stage, and obviously we all get introduced to the Fauci. But I think both of those doctors, and you're not going to the doctor when something's good, So sometimes, it can turn that way. But I think both of those doctors' best glory years of being liked are behind them. I'm not making the rules. I'm just telling you, this is a temperature check that I've got. I don't know if anybody would care if those two fight.
Well, I think Dr. Phil stands like a 6'8".
Dr. Phil would beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Middle linebacker, dude. North Texas.
And that mustache alone carries some weight in the hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ron White
wins.
Ron White has an incredible stand-up story that he told for the first time I heard it in Indianapolis, and then the second time I heard it in Indianapolis as well, 2-3 years later. And it is such a good story that it is the wrap-up story. I was a big fan of Ron White, still am a big fan. I like the way he tells stories. I like the way, he told the story about going and partying in Spain with Dr. Phil on Dr. Phil's yacht.
Ooh.
Wow.
I guess Dr. Phil does have a good time.
No way.
From the story, it sounds like Dr. Phil does have a good time. And at this point, because the mustache and his head and Oprah and everything, he is like one of the most recognizable people on earth. So he has to go do all this stuff. I guess he is a good time. But I think he has fallen out of favor with a lot of people. I don't know why. I think it just kind of happens once you're on TV forever.
Over time.
He lived
at
long
some
enough to
point.
become the villain.
Exactly.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. Did you get my book?
I mean, that moment, it's one of my favorite memes of all time where Dr. Phil invited some guy onto the show and he shaved his head and dressed like Dr. Phil.
Yeah, it's the guy who started bum fights.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I did not see that.
Oh, man, it is. Just like the 5-second clip of them cutting back and forth is fucking gold.
So Dr. Phil has written like 400 books.
Yeah.
He did that show every single day. He is always promoting something too. His
Mhm.
wife has an entire line of things. Is this, is that. He'll pivot his show, and I haven't watched in some time, but he'll pivot his show from a most intense moment of all time straight into, let me tell you about, right into something him and his wife are doing, full promotional push for 5-10 minutes, right into something else. He has made so much money, that guy.
Maestro.
But Fauci, I don't know if he's loved right now.
Nuh-uh. Especially if what Dana White is saying does become true.
This is the Dr. Phil photo right here.
Yeah, there it is. And Dr. Phil is so pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
When they cut to him, he's like, how did we let this happen?
Dr. Phil kicks young punk off show is the title of the video. I just looked that up. Phil also sent the Quad A Hotel list. Quad A Royal Hotel.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Just sent a picture into the group if Zeta wants to bring that up. Yeah, we stayed at this place. They did have vacancy, which was a surprise.
Ooh.
Rooms for
Wow, middle of the city, huh?
Yeah, that's where we were.
That's awesome.
Rooms for any budget, kids stay free, senior discount, money exchanges. We got vacancy, stay here.
Oh, he's
Got
got
it
a
all.
cable.
How's the pool?
Pool was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, I do remember the AC was not fantastic. Cable, I don't think the TV was plugged in. I think it actually, the TV was sitting there and it had the cord just sitting like right next to it. There was no outlets to be plugged.
Don't plug this in.
The one light hanging from the ceiling was so awesome. So awesome. I remember saying, what are we doing? All right, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be here at all was the overall thing.
Yeah.
But then about 3:30, 4 a.m. when you're going back to catch a couple hours, and that was when it all kind of like, oh, who's sleeping?
Son
Where?
of a bitch.
I slept on the floor, I think, in my full clothes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think I did that.
Would you just use like a shoe as a pillow or?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Might have
I'm-
used the TV, actually. I might have turned it sideways.
Fuck it. Someone get me a sheet. I don't want to cover this ththing.
I think Phil slept outside that one night there. We were there.
On a bench?
I think so. He woke up the next morning. He came because he showed up a little bit later. I think he got lost behind. It was either at one of the casinos or I think he did pass out somewhere else. It was a fairy tale town. There was no rules.
Yeah.
There was really no. They were so nice to Americans up there, which is not normal. But we were stumbling around, absolute idiots. I mean, there was no reason we should be there. Phil came back a couple hours later. And I was awake because I'm on the floor right in front of the door potentially. I'm like, where the fuck were you? He was like, oh, I passed out. I heard water, he said. I heard water. So the next day we go and we're walking to like a brunch or something. And he was like, oh, this is where I was. We get there. It's like this garden area that is literally right next to Niagara fucking Falls. So when he said I heard water, like he heard one of the fucking, what is the, one of the, Seven Wonders. I heard water. We're like, what? He was like, I heard water. He was sleeping 6 feet away from the Niagara Falls in a garden that did not have anywhere. He was just kind of cozied up in there a little
It's
bit.
easzy to catch some Z's on a park bench when you got the tranquil sounds of a waterfall to help you pass out.
Yeah, it was like he was in the middle of one of those apps there. Good for him.
The calm apps.
Yeah,
I'm listening to the waterfall.
I heard water, he said. That's what a comment. Where were you? I heard water. Oh. And then the next morning we go, and he was always right here.
Oh, there's my bed.
We just poked our head like, you were pretty
close
This
there.
was prime real estate to be a Niagara Falls spectator. All right, let's get out of here. Show's over. See if I feel now like math nerd.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Good with numbers.
There was one trip to Canada where I ended up at the poker table late night, and I came back to full reality.
Oh, yeah?
And I had a lot of chips in front of me and a lot of people looking at me nasty. So I was like, what have I been saying, I wonder? And I just, oh no, this is not good. So then I wanted to leave.
Yeah, cash out.
But at this particular time in the morning, 3:30, 4 a.m., probably maybe 4:15 a.m. at this casino, there was only one table playing at the casino poker-wise, and I had a majority of the chips. I don't know what I'd been doing. Okay, I found out at the same time that a lot of the people did. So I spent like 2-3 hands trying to give money away, and then as I got up to leave, I guess there were some people that were pissed off. And like casino security actually like kind of like escorted me to a taxi to get back to the
Really?
Quad A Royal Hotel. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I was good at poker that night.
Yeah, good people. Yeah, seriously.
It was very nice. I pissed off some people, though, I guess. Because they pray, anywhere there's a poker table, people that are good at poker or play poker and try to make it as their living, they'll go 2:30 to 6 a.m. and they just prey on people that are in from out of town that are drunk and think they can play poker. And as they're drunk, you just kind of scrape their money. So you will find me at those tables normally 2:30, 3 a.m. I'm the person that they are preying on normally. But like I've said before, I get good cards. There's nothing anybody can do about it. Like there's just no matter how drunk I am, it does not matter what can happen. I have lost before, but I love popping in at those little late night affairs because you got guys with like
headphones on, coffee.
It's like their job. They're like preparing for the World Series. They got no job. This is literally all they do. They just toss around their chips, do the whole thing, and I'm just like, "What's up, boys? What are we doing? How we doing?" And they're all just look at me as if it's okay. Here we go.
Got another
Easy
one.
mark.
Here's the money we're getting. And for whatever reason, up until this point, the card gods have always been on my side.
I got pocket aces. Who would have thought?
Oh, yeah, and I do say that, too. My style of play is frustrating, I've been told, because I will be very open.
Just tell them.
Hey, I got it.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I didn't know this was going to happen. I got it, though. You can call if you'd like, but I got it. Then early, normally people fold to what I'm talking. I will show, okay, which cardinal sin, don't show, because these people are smarter than you. They'll get a read on you, blah, blah, blah. It's like it's hard to get a read on somebody when they know they're going to get the cards. Yeah. And if I don't get the cards, I'm going to lose. Let me tell you. Just like them. Just like them. So I'm a little bit of a... God, I love Canada, dude. We need to get back up there. We need to get back up to Canada.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. It's a fairy tale town.
Never been. I was always like, Canada, no thanks.
What is it? Boston sports? No. Boston
pizza.
Boston pizza.
Yeah.
Boston pizza.
It's the
Yeah.
best.
Oh. Got introduced to team pitchers at that place.
I heard that place existed like 2 months ago.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I saw
Wow.
somebody get a DUI on a motorized wheelchair outside of Boston Pizza up there.
Really?
Canada will let you basically do anything, from my experience. But if you're out there rolling around on a motorized wheelchair sawing people's Achilles,
can't do it.
You're going to get a DUI.
Yeah, put that guy in jail.
I think I gave him the one time I know I wasn't allowed in because they asked me what my sign was, and I was Jason. I didn't know he's a Leo at the time.
Jeez.
Yeah, I got there. They gave me my fake ID back then.
That's
Said,
nice.
hey, good luck, pal.
Good people.
Yeah, good people. I couldn't get into the only bar that seemed to be popping off at the time, but I was able to go get in Sundowners. All right, we're out of here. Is that what it was called? Sundowners?
Oh, yeah.
That place introduced me to adulthood.
Good show.
That place is terrible. Yeah, I mean, outside, it is. Niagara Falls deserves more credit. Let's go. Oh, Phil just texted me. I'm excited to hear what he would like to remind us of. Okay, let's get to a break. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great one. We can't thank you enough. Thanks to Ian. Thanks to Nigel. Tomorrow, I think we got Sugar Sean joining us. Was potentially going to join us today. There's probably a lot going on, if I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe an AJ Hawk sighting tomorrow. Maybe, you're not
Doubt
100%
it.
sure.
We'll see.
Hopefully. And thank you all so much. Hammer Down's giving away $10K today. Go ahead and figure out how to do that. They'll be live here in about 8 minutes at 4 p.m. Eastern. And thank you all so much. Great to be back. See you tomorrow.